stuff. And the hands-on means it's a top-down approach. So I will go to the console and I will do everything, and you will be doing it with me. And while you do it, you learn. It's similar to, a lot of people, when you go out and learn baseball or cricket in India, you just don't go to classroom and learn the rules. You play and you learn the rules. Okay, so that's what is going to be. On one more very important this thing is, I'm going to create a model. I mean, convolutional neural network and detail, and it's a very very grueling and very very complex model you'll develop with me. So stay all, bring all your focus into that. If you get it, even if you get it 50% of it, I will say that you will have a deep foundation of deep learning. So you won't go empty handed. You will have a solid foundation of SageMaker. You'll have a solid foundation of deep learning, how model is created, how, everything, all the model pipeline and all. So this is going to be very fun. And there let me give you a little bit problem also here you might face, because this is a account which has been created by AWS. So pretty much a free account for you. The free means free, they don't give you everything, what I can get from my company's account or Padma can get. So, and given that constraint, I design all the flow is a very, very basic level, not very advanced level. The reason is when I try to do the advanced level, I need, larger CPU, GPU, and all those. I requested, but they didn't give it, right? Somebody, I requested for that. Did you ask them?
Yes, I did ask them. So we
This
could allot how much ever we could from the AWS folks. Yeah.
No, no, they don't give. The reason, there's a reason also, because those are all high-end stuff, and they have a lot of customers are using it, and will be just using it just to launch stuff. And anything goes wrong, a lot of things they will have to do a lot of patchwork in order to, fix everything, because most of us will be novice today. So there's a reason for that. They don't want to, give everything like that. So I understood. But anyway, given that constant, I would try to show you all the simple stuff, but all the basic concept. And then there will be, and I'll be talking to Padma and all. If somebody, people from companies and corporate, if they want some advanced stuff and implementation, this that. So basically, the entire SageMaker and deep learning and the machine learning and all, the whole, everything will be like, if I want to teach everything, it will take like several weeks just to understand the basic. And for me to teach everything within 4 hours, that too also there will be some theoretical part, a presentation and stuff like that. So probably I'll get 2 hours, 2.5 hours at the most, some lab time. It would be virtually impossible to show everything. So I'll go with the very, very simple stuff, but I will go with the solid foundation with that, so that you will know, what it's, and then I'll show you where to go and get all the advanced materials where you can really, if you're a technical person, you can do on your own. If you're not a technical person, then you have to have that basic technical knowledge. But there are a lot of freebies. You don't need to go to school to learn that. So AWS is very, very generous. They have given a lot of free stuff on GitHub and other places where you can go, you can get the code and everything. And if you are in a practitioner, you can download the sample code, modify it, customize it, and do, run your own, model and other stuff. So that kind of a foundation you are going to build today. Make sense? Uh, okay, there is no link to AWS. Where is the link? This somebody is asking. Jan Morina. Jan is asking, so what is that AWS console, that login, has login stuff? Can
Should we
you-
send it right away, Amit, or you will be starting off with the?
No, no,
I
let
mean,
them log in, because they need a little bit time to log in.
okay,
And
okay.
I will start sharing the screen because I'll show the Google. Okay, there will be, everybody needs to join. Let me share the screen. We have seen my. I mean, let me share the screen. That's better. So I will start
In the
showing.
meanwhile, I'll be sending you all the logins. Maybe you'll receive it in your inboxes in 10 more minutes. Please use the hash login and you can
What you
enter the
can do,
code.
yeah, yes. So this is everybody can see the screen now. So this is a Google Classroom. Although we are teaching AWS and Google is their competitor, but there's no harm using a beautiful tool. This is a Google Classroom where I have uploaded all the codes and the relevant files and everything. So you need to join this Google Classroom. All you have to do is, there's a link there. Everybody have sent it. If you haven't found the link, just say Google Class. Just Google the Google Class and you'll come to the Google Class. And if you have a Gmail, even if you don't have a Gmail, you can use any other email address to join. And then it will ask you a class code. So this is the class code you need to enter. Then you will come to this AWS workshop class. So I'll leave this thing open for some time so that everybody enters, because this is very important, because there will be a lot of code and everything. So I don't want you to type the code. There are two reasons. First of all is, everybody does not type at the same speed. So if you are typing and, I don't want to, you know, I don't want you to waste your time typing the code. Rather, you just copy paste it. And the second thing is, while typing, you might make some mistake and you might get an error. This is all. Everything is. I've tested it. The code works fine. You just copy paste it, and I'll tell you when what to copy and when what to paste and all those things there. And that's the reason this Google Classroom is very important. So please join. And this is the code. Everybody can see the code. Can everybody see the code? Raise hand. I mean, and everybody join. Then we can get started. And this is a classroom, and you can see this workshop code, and you can download it. Basically, the best way to you can do it, download it. And only way you can download it, there is a issue here because it goes to the Google Drive. All you have to do is, this at the corner, if you see this, you click here, it say open in a new window. It will open in a new browser, and from here you can download. You just cannot download because it opens on the classroom itself, so you cannot download it. But if if you open it in a new browser, you can see this. You can download from here. Okay, you need to download everything before the class starts, and then I'll tell you where to upload, how to upload all those things. I'll show you. So please go ahead if you have joined the Google class, and then you just download all this stuff from here. So you have to open all those things in a new browser, and then from there you can download it. I already showed you. These are the stuff you really need to download. And probably I'll add some more also for now before lunch. This is more than enough. I don't want to bombard you with so many other documents. So let's do that. So everybody needs to download all this, and that's the requirement for the timing. So please do so, and then we'll go from here. And please let me know if you have. So this is the Google Classroom, and this lady Shabani is going to give you that hash login to Amazon. And if there are more, I don't know how many accounts she got, but if some people cannot get it because we ran out of the hash login, then you can always sign up for a free account, and I'll give you enough time to sign up for a free account, and you'll be fine. I'll show you what to do. I think lots of people are joining, so I think uh, yes, 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 yes. So people are doing it. To Sarvani, please start sending them. Let them join with the console, because it will take a little time. And I will, because this whole thing will take time. I will just give another 5-10 minutes because other people are also joining. And somebody, after that, what I am saying is just put everything on the chat, what to do, all the instruction, what I said. Because once I start, my lectures, and then other people might join. That this always happens. Always people join. Some people join like 15-20 minutes, half an hour later, because of many reasons. It's a Saturday, everybody has some household chore. I understand that. See, people who join late, I cannot stop in the middle of a lecture and give them the direction. So somebody please write all the direction on the chat, here, so that whoever joined late can follow, what to do. Make
Sure.
sense?
Sure, Amit. That makes sense.
All they have to do it, they'll have to go to the Google this thing and download once with the password. They can log in, and with that they can download all the files, and that's about it. And they should log in with AWS with your hash logging account that you are going to send. But if you ran out of the hash logging account, so they should sign for a day. All they have to do is Google AWS sign up, and it will take you to the AWS sign up page. They'll just sign a free account and they'll be fine. Okay, the
Yeah.
AWS will ask them to provide a credit card number, but it's AWS policy. We are not asking them anything because they'll be signing on the thing. Nothing will happen. They won't be charged for anything, and I'll guarantee it. If they charge for even for $1, I'll get a credit from AWS. Okay.
Amit, question. You're asking to download, but do you mind showing? Because when I open the Google Docs, it's not letting me
Yes,
download it.
exactly. So everybody can see the screen.
Yes,
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Say this one, right?
right.
So if you click on it, what will happen is this, because this is the way Google setup. So it clicks on this browser. It's clicked within this browser. So
Right.
you cannot download it. So if you see this after print button, you can print from here, but you cannot download it. You
Right.
can there. So what you do is you see this hamburger button after
Mhm.
print, three dots. Can everybody see it at the corner, at the right under corner after?
Yes, we can
Okay,
see it.
and then if you click here, it says open in a new window. So if you open in a new window, the same doc will open in a new window, and then you can see this after printer, icon. There is a download, arrow.
Got it.
You see this? I'm showing it.
Yeah, yeah, got it.
And then once you download it, you just close the browser, because every time you download it, you'll have to open a new browser, and that's annoying. You just close that browser, and you'll come back to the main screen. Like I'm
Uh,
closing. So I'm here, and then if I want to go back to WhatsApp from here, you just arrow sign and you go back.
I have dropped all the hash logins in the chat because I think couple of them, we don't have the mail IDs to send it over a mail. So please use the hash login assigned to your name and log into the console and we can get started.
And why don't you put that also on the Google Classroom, so that everybody will get it from there. They're joining
Sure,
anyway.
I'll do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason is I want everybody to have the login, because this is a hands-on. I would rather spend half an hour extra time to have everybody ready for the hands-on than just showing them and they cannot do anything. 60 to 70% is hands-on stuff, and I really wonder, because what I'm trying to impress here, because there will be a lecture at least 45 minutes to 1 hour on convolutional neural network. If you go to any school or any other online classes, the whole concept will take like 8 to 10 hours kind of a work. But I have done it such a way that it's a small model, a small this thing, but you will understand every concept of it. But the whole process will take at least 45 minutes to an hour to explain, to really do it. So that's the reason, and that's the way, because I want them to take away certain things from here. When they, when the course is done, the class is over, I want them to learn something. By that time, they say, yes, we learned something today. And when they leave this class without that feeling, as an instructor, I didn't do my job good. Plain and simple, the failure goes to me. So I don't want to fail. So please help me to succeed so that you also learn. Okay, so please, this is a learning session. The reason is because and a lot of people might be joining from corporates, and so they also know that what they can do with their implementation and other stuff, so that in future we can also guide them for others. So I'm sure Padma is talking to all those people. So there are some people from corporate also, other than some people who are just joining to learn here. So I think there's a mixture of both. So I want everybody to learn something from here. Okay. So having said that, because we are having a little late start, we'll have a user lunch and a break and everything. So please ask me to take a break. If you really, all of you say, oh, no, this is too much, now we need to take a break, we'll give you a break. And if it goes a little bit, you know, over the time limit, I think it's okay. For me, I won't have any issue, but I'll make it such an interesting. All of you will stay. I can tell you that. I can guarantee that. So that's the reason we are supposed to start at 10:30, but it's already 10:55. So there is 12 minutes. This thing. So okay, hold on. I'm getting okay. And Sharvani, anything else? Hello.
No, Amit, I think we can get started. I'm posting the hash in the Google Classroom as well, hash
Okay.
login.
And then we
So
can get started. Yes.
yeah, I did that.
Okay. So a lot of people, I guess, I don't know how many people joined, but I think quite a number, at least 15, 20 people, probably more. I don't know. Okay. So please, so I will wait for another 4 or 5 minutes and we'll start exactly at 11. That's okay. We'll about 20, 25 minutes. We might go have an extra time for that. That's okay. That's fine. You know, as long as you are learning, I don't have any issue, and probably you also may not have any issue. But you'll have your enough break time and lunch time and everything. Okay. All right. So let's take. So I will just leave this screen open again. So everybody, and this is the classroom code, and just do it, and then probably I'll be back. I'm taking a couple of minutes break, and then I'll be back. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right. Kilo. Touch your message. Good. नीचे उतारिए।
Is everyone able to log into the console? Please give a thumbs up so that if anyone is facing issue, I'll. Okay, got it, Curtis.
All right, I'm back. And I guess, yes, so I'm back. And I think everybody is okay. Everybody, let me share another screen. All of you should be able to log in to this Amazon, and you see this, and this is your basically, uh, this is your Amazon main console. So everybody is on this. If you haven't, then we need to really get started. So all of you, I have my own company's account, not the kind of, so you don't see all the stuff, but at least you could see SageMaker, S3, and Cloud9 and all those. So we'll be using SageMaker and S3 a lot. Code pipeline and all those things we'll use a little bit, but mostly they will be staying on the SageMaker. So I want everybody on the SageMaker. And if you log in, and it's already SageMaker, you see this, there is a SageMaker control panel, and this is called SageMaker domain. And you're already set up. Probably, I don't know, it calls something else, but you'll see this. From here, we'll launch the SageMaker app. So once we launch the SageMaker app, we'll come to this screen. And I'll tell you, this is where we are talking about the data wrangler and all those things. I'm not doing all those things, anything now. But I want all of you to really come to this, and then we can right away start, this, data preparation, all this job. So, and I will, so I want everybody to be on this screen. But before I come here, but everybody, I'll tell you how to come here, don't worry. But you should be on the console first. This is the, and if you go here, and you should be on here, you should be here, something like this. Mine is a little complex because I do a lot of stuff, but this is my company account. You may not see all this complex stuff here. Yours could be a simple, but it should be, say, console home. At least you can see this. So raise hand if everybody is here on the console home. If you haven't, then okay. Somebody says I'm in, just logged in. Cool. Uh, Aditya Pachala, guess yes, I was able to log in. Cool. So pretty much everybody logged in, and if you haven't, I'm going to start my theoretical lecture about 5-7 minutes, and then so you'll have enough time to log in. But please follow the chat, and Savani, please also help them on the chat while I'm giving them some, theoretical stuff, so that people will who have just logged in, they can come and join. But everybody must see this console. This is very important because we'll be doing a lot of hands-on stuff from here. All right. Okay. All right.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm getting started now. I'll give you some two, three good things. I'm going to start here, and let me start my presentation. And this is something. Let me tell you this what it is all about, because in my presentation and everybody been I have seen, and this is not anybody's problem. This is a problem of software industry as such. Software industry, a lot of people from non-engineering background come here. There's no problem with that. And then what happen is the main engineering reasoning they don't follow, and because of that, a lot of things go wrong, especially now, when you're setting up a AI transformation. That's what we're talking about. uh, so but in other engineering discipline like aerospace and all, they because they come from that kind of a background, so they follow that engineering reasoning. So that's the reason I want to emphasize on that, and I'll explain what it is as and when required. You'll understand. So this is called engineering reasoning. We are going to follow a lot of stuff while we are provisioning things, and I'll explain what it is every point. I just Engineering reasoning is a whole big subject. Probably you need months and months to study, and you need to grow up with that reasoning. So I cannot just do it within 15 minutes. But I thought of, these are the 8 main points you need to understand, so that I'll make you understand. And then, okay, so now what else? Oh my God. Okay, now another very important aspect, which is also very important for the people, the companies that are implementing. This is called design thinking. Lots of people don't know what is design thinking, and lots of things go wrong because they start something wrong. So this presentation will talk about the design thinking processes, how to build an AI factory using this design thinking processes. Very, 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 interesting. You'll love it. You'll love it. But at the same time, while I'll be showing all the stuff, and actually show how this design thinking process is implemented within AWS, and that's why it's become so easy to understand, and you're doing it, and you'll understand that. And if you understand that design thinking process, and if you implement in your own cloud implementation, it will be very effective, very nice. Okay. So this is something, like a large companies, Accenture, those kind of a companies, PwC, they always put this kind of a thinking in their process. So I'm just bringing that kind of concept here. Okay, probably something unique also here. All right, so this is I'll be talking about. All right, so these are the background. So now let's get started with our main presentation. And as I said, there are so many slides and all altogether 70, 80 slides. I don't want to go over all the slides and bore you, so I'll come back and forth whichever the relevant while doing it, and you'll understand. That's the idea. So the basic presentation here is, and I'll just go over for about 10 minutes of lecture, and then we'll directly go to the console. By that time, I think everybody should have logged in on the console. Okay, so I'm a AWS community builder also. I last time I was also invited to speak at the AWS reInvent. So I'm quite network with all the top AWS, gurus through my community builder. AWS, because of that, selected me as a community builder. So that is also I'm part of this. I'm trying to spread the AWS knowledge. What the community builder does is that he spreads AWS knowledge and builds the AWS community. Basically, he builds the AWS ecosystem, and he brings more knowledge into that, bring more people into that, and learn stuff that. So that is called AWS Community Builder. So I'm officially that. I have also another group which is an official AWS group of the Silicon Valley. Some people also joined from that group. So there is some official recognition here of what we are doing, and of course. This company Virtue, Solution Inc. is also a AWS partner. So we will be talking a lot of things from the partners' point of view, and whoever the implementing partners they have, so they know they should have that kind of a knowledge, or they expect that kind of a knowledge from their implementation partner. So that is also one of the goal for this presentation. So having said that, let me start that. Building high performance AI organization. Pretty cool. So what happens is AI is a shiny object. Everybody talks about AI, AI, AI. So there are market hype and everything. And but how we can really build a high performance AI organization, and that is all about today's presentation, but with a lot of hands-on stuff. So I'll be talking more of I'll be showing it how it is done basically. Okay. In a very simple way. Don't expect very complex stuff, because you have a free account, plus it takes days and weeks to really set up everything. But in a very simple way, you will understand the basic concept. So McKinsey says this is a $13 trillion economy for the next decade on AI, and some people are saying deep learning is like a $30 trillion So, as much as artificial intelligence is a game changer of a technology, unlocking its full potential will take time, scale, and expertise. So, this is so the reality is that successful scaling requires more than just deploying AI technology, and this is what we'll be talking about. Because we are talking about deploying AI technology. SageMaker is so robust, so powerful. You can do many things. I'm going to show you that. But is it really worth it? Is it really worth spending the money? Well, how you can really spend the money? Where what kind of a benefit you are going to get, what kind of a technology advancement you are really trying to achieve. So those question comes when those kind of a question comes, again design thinking comes into play. I'll just explain what it is. So now you can see this, the digital network and AI transforming the business and society. So traditional business like that, now every firm is digitizing. They call it, the new term came to digital. So what the digital is delivering customers value, and how you are going to earlier they didn't customer you deliver the customer value. Of course, yes. 20-30 years ago, there wasn't a company that was not delivering the customer value. Yes, they were. That's why these companies become so big. Walmart and IBM and all those companies. But that was different. That was not that digital era. So, so basically, two types of business model we see it. There's a value creation in the traditional sense. Then you capture the value and you create the business model, and that was the traditional way. But the real nowadays, when you are talking about digital, business, so you don't, and then you have the operating model, and then that you have the business model, and then you have an operating model, and that you deliver the value to customer through all this brick and mortar old traditional stuff. So how this value of a company changing, software, network, and AI, that is what we'll be talking about. Now what happened is, now we are talking about building a value, because now building a value is so beautiful. Because if you have read economics 101, there's something called marginal cost equal to marginal revenue. But because as you increase your revenue, your cost also increases. Here, as you increase your revenue, your marginal cost becomes almost insignificant, because you are growing with your digital asset. That's what Amazon grew so fast, because although they have a brick and mortar operation like a storage and other stuff, warehouse and everything, but their main everything is built on technology, and it really they can really expand it fast. Think of Uber. The world largest taxi company, they don't have even a one taxi. Okay, but they just expand their network so fast that I think 70, 80 countries, I don't know how many countries they are operating now. And so they just connected. So that's called digital asset. And those digital assets spread, but the marginal cost is very 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 insignificant, because they are really expanding their network, digital network, not their physical network. Few satellite office there will be always there here and there, but not like a setting up a big factory, like a big, in everywhere. That kind of a thing is like a thing of past. So now we are talking about data processing pipeline. We'll be talking about your data is coming from all kinds of sources, and then you discover data, you extract data, you transform the data. That our first lab will be data transformation. Then you just do the analytical modeling, and then you do some data governance, because you have to really control data. What kind of data? There will be a lot of garbage data, this, that, so many. So there has to be a data governance, and then you build your algorithm. So first you have to build your data processing pipeline, and then you have to build your algorithm. This like a two-step process. You just cannot have algorithm without really having a really solid data structure. That's the reason data processing and data, your exactly data strategy is very important, and that's what we'll be talking about today more. Okay, now when you use the full power of digital network, I'm not making you bored on this, because there's so much into it. I just, a lot of theoretical lecture. I really don't want to. I had theoretical lecture, throughout my life. I mean, it's something practical you can really understand. So what you do is transition from siloed, disconnected IT to true software data platform. So what will happen is, so you create a digital agent basically. So what this digital agent, that it can communicate at a zero marginal cost. As I mentioned already, the marginal cost is insignificant. Okay, and virtually infinite number of other digital agents. So you create a digital agent, and each digital agent is like a very very self-sufficient, you know, infrastructure, cloud, AI, ML, all the data and everything. And then you connect, and then you make up your whole world, like a digital this thing. The same digital agent can be easily connected to the complementary activities, and we're going to talk more about that. Can be embedded processing instructions. So this is, so you create a digital agent, you create a digital agent, you create a digital agent, and then you created your entire company's digital brain. And it's all integrated such a way that it's like a one strategy, but it's really working, very very. It's like your own brain. You have only one brain, but you have different parts of the body. Your hands has some other function, your nose function is different, your heart function is different, but everything is controlled by your brain. Similar, just think of it, your corporation will be like that. You have different department, different function, different locations, but it will all be controlled by all those digital agent. And each just like a neurons, every neurons has a different functions and stuff like that. So those digital agents will be like it, working like a neurons. It will control certain function of the organization, and then you make the interest up. So this is what we have been talking about. So becoming an AI powered data company, and I'll tell you this why everybody wants to be a data company. I'll give you an example. I think about 2 3 years ago, Google declared that every company has to be a data company, or the company is going to die within 5 years, and which is true. So then everybody woke up. Oh my God, we need to be a data company now. He said, yes, you have to be a data company. Why? Because your data is only that matters. I'll give you an example. Very easy example. Suppose you are a manufacturer, and you are manufacturing plant. Suppose you make cars. Okay. So you have manufacturing plants in say 60, 70 different countries, or different time zone, different things. But all those manufacturers, they are manufacturing cars for the local market as well as some other market also. So every market has its own kind of a niche, kind of a requirement. And all this market, all the data is coming from all the market, from right from the customer data, production data, financial data, and other data, all those local data. You need to really consider and then find out, because all you're doing is data. You're just playing with data, different data. Okay, if you're going to a country like India, their roads are different. So the same Toyota car which is operating here in United States may not be, although the model will be same, but there could be a different requirement because of the roads are different. Probably they have the better shock absorber and some different kind of a tire. So the local need needs to be customized. So all those local needs to be customized. First, you have to really collect all data, and right from the collection of data from the ground level, and it's going to the marketing department, the sales department, the finance department, the research and department, and the engineering department. Everywhere, wherever it is going, actually data is going. Okay, and then based on the data, based on those informations, they are just modifying everything. Probably they are modifying the design. In order, when you modify the design, you will have to also modify the manufacturing facilities, because there could be a different parts or different kind of thing will be required. But as you see it, look at it. If you close your eyes, what is going on? You'll see that is flowing information from one part of the company to another part of the company, one department of the company to another department of the company. And every company is taking that information, and they are tailoring that information and customizing that information to whatever the requirement they really need. Have marketing has different requirement, R&D has a different requirement, sales has a different requirement, engineering, manufacturing. But all those information are flowing. But how those information are flowing? Those information are flowing in terms of data, because those are all data, and that's why it is called data company. So when you're talking about data company, means all those information now, earlier 10 years, 15, 20 years ago, there is a way to collect all the data and information were there, but nobody knew how to what to do with that data. Locally they could do something, but collectively all those intelligence was not there. That's the reason artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all those things really started popping up. Now the company thinks, hey, I need to be a data company, and they're thinking, okay, let's put all the shiny object and become a data company. And that's the fatal mistake they make. And that is what the whole thing so a lot of companies even died because of that. They went bankrupt because they bought so much money, but they didn't understand really the very basic of the how to build a data company. So this is what, say, one strategy: architectural clarity, agile project, product focus, capability foundation, clear multidisciplinary governance. Having said this, you create a value, and then you create a value dynamics. And as you create a value dynamics, you create a AI power network. Now you tell the reason why AI became so successful, or it's becoming so successful in last, I would say, like a 10 years, a little less than 10 years, less than last decade, because of one thing, because of cloud. Because in order to run AI machine learning, you need humongous amount of computing power, humongous amount of storage. And cloud computing provides that unlimited storage, unlimited computing. You just hook up with one availability zone with another, one data center with another. You have the digital network. You can really have any kind of a computing power and storage you need. And machine learning, AI, and all those big data stuff really require that amount of computing power. And that's what the it happens. So AI powered network consists of an array of sub networks, social networks, supply chain network, mobile apps network, and all those things. So And this is very important. According to MIT, only 13% of the organization excels at delivering on their data strategy. This is absolutely important. And this is really happening. So people who are really into this kind of a business, there's a huge opportunity here, because only 13% of the organization excel at delivering their data strategy. So that remain 87% of the organization who need to become a data company, or who are in the process of data becoming a data company. They really need you if you have the right guidance, right tools, and the right engineering knowledge to really become a very the good data strategy, to implement a good data strategy. And that we will be talking about. I'll show you some stuff. So the main success factor is data duplication reduce and all those things, the data lake, concept of data lake, and I'll be showing that. So how do you build high performance AI organization? Effective enterprise data strategy, well architected machine learning life cycle. We'll be talking about that. Production grade operation and deployment. We'll be taking something on the production grade. You have to have a continuous integration, continuous training, continuous development, all the DevOps stuff. Now the DevOps converted into ML ops. We'll be doing some. We'll create ML ops pipeline. We call SageMaker pipeline. You'll be doing it. It's very interesting. You'll like it. The ML ops support the different languages and ML framework. I'll also show you how it can be done. Integration with other third-party system, authentication, authorization, and artifact management. So the core requirement of ML, enterprise architecture, ML ops, governance, all those on and on. So I'll be whatever I'll be showing it, I'll just highlight it, and rest, you can read anytime. Okay, so this is operational excellence. You have the well architecture machine learning cycle, and then you have the model deployment. You have the data processing. You have the deployment. You monitor. You have your business goal, and this is like a cycle. And then you have the operational excellence. And these are the five pillars of AWS. People who are AWS cloud, have background and who are certified, they know the five pillars of AWS. It's called operational excellence, security, reliability, cost optimization, and performance efficiency. So these five pillars of AWS are there already there, and on top of those pillars, you build your own AWS machine learning lens. It's called. It says AWS white paper machine learning lens. Please go and download it. I download it from AWS white paper. This is not my diagram, but this is what it is all about. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about. So these are the different workflow services. Amazon SageMaker will be doing a lot of stuff. Amazon Deep Learning AMI, deep learning container. So see, now every lot of things are happening in deep learning, and that's the reason I have a solid deep learning, some kind of solid foundation, hands-on workshop today. So you will like it. And then AWS batch, parallel cluster, all those things. Then there's a framework that you need a machine learning framework. Most popular is TensorFlow, PyTorch, then MXNet, Keras. We'll be using Keras and TensorFlow today. PyTorch is also actually TensorFlow is more of a Google stuff, and PyTorch is a Facebook thing. So, but PyTorch is becoming a popular, but TensorFlow is more popular, and Keras is that framework that supports the TensorFlow. We'll be using a lot of Keras today. And then you have the these are the different CPU requirement and GPU, and then you have the elastic inference. I'll be talking about that. And then Amazon S3, all the storage. I'll be using it. I'll show you how to do it. Amazon EBS volume, will show it. And then this is when you have a large storage, FXS and Amazon EFS and all those things. I might mention briefly on that, but it's more about storage basically. Okay, so this is the AWS ML stack. You have the application service. So these are like already there, so you don't have to do it. It's pre-built model there. And then you have the speech poly, language lakes, Amazon machine learning platform. It has like a 7 different algorithm. You can use it. And then Spark and EMR, if you know what is Hadoop, and if you are good at Hadoop, or if you have used Hadoop and big data, so this is a Spark EMR is a part of that Hadoop thing. And then Mechanical Turk is like the Amazon has created some platform, some kind of the crowdsourcing platform where hundreds of thousands of people can go and label your data and everything. So but a very very fraction of cost, something like a 1 cent 2 cents per level or something. I'll briefly talk about that what it is. Okay, and then you have the deep learning AMI, you have the TensorFlow. We'll be using TensorFlow. And cognitive tool create Cafe, PyTorch, Keras. Will be using Keras. I'll show you. GPU, I'm sorry, I'll show you, but you cannot use GPU because for free account you cannot. But I'll show you. I can show you on my this thing what it is. And then you have CPU, this IoT, green grass, and mobile and stuff like that. So with the effective data strategy, what you have to do is first, it's very important is data processing. So what you have to do is data processing is like let's think of it. When the data is coming from all directions. Okay, your transaction data, financial data, customer data, this thing. But with that data, there will be a lot of garbage data are coming. So when you are really trying to use data properly, and thus the proper data strategy has to have a two main goal. First, you have to clean your data. You don't want garbage data, because if you have more garbage data, all your machine learning, this, that will be based on your data. And because they are all garbage data, and if you have not cleaned it, then all your prediction will be false. So you'll never be able to achieve even 10% of your ML and implementation goal. So we have to clean that garbage data. And even after cleaning the garbage data, you have to govern that data. How you are going to govern it? How you are going to do it? So it's a data processing. So, and data collection, you have to label it. So data preparation, data wrangling during intervention. So what we are going to do it, let's go to the lab right away. Stay here, stay your thoughts here. So let's do some data processing and clean up our data. Make sense? Everybody logged in? Can you go to the our this thing now? Say, I don't know, I'm not looking at the chat. Okay. Okay, so everybody, please go to this. You need to. Okay, let me close this. This is not required. Okay, so you have to be on this console home. Okay, you have to be on the console home. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. Once you have a console home, and okay, on the chat, can anybody tell me who did not use this hash login, who just used their own AWS account or signed up the free account? Is there anybody there? Because what the hash logging did is they already set up a lot of things for us. So you don't have to do much setting up. But people who just sign up with the free, they need to do some setup. So I have to show some setup here. Otherwise, you can directly go. Is there anybody who is using a free account, not the hash logging account provided by Shravani? Can anybody tell me on the chat?
I think everyone have assigned the hash login, so everyone using that, Amit.
Okay, then in that case, everything is set up. But I'll give you the concept. So what happened is, okay, let me give you it's not a theoretical lecture, but you should know. See, as I said, Amazon, the main one, security is the main one of the most important pillar. So security means Amazon has a policy, and even Google also has a policy. Everybody has that. It's not like Amazon is super unique or something. What is the policy of security? Is least privilege access. What is the least privilege access? I'll have to tell you. Least privilege access means, think of a bank. A bank, the clerk who is like, doing all the transaction with the customer has some access, but that person, he or she may not have all the access what the manager has. Because when he or she start, you see that, calls the manager does something, and then they can override something, overwriting something. So that manager has some access. Even that manager has limited access, the branch manager. Probably his boss has even. So as you go up, people are, it's not like a hierarchy level. As you go up, people have more access. It depends on the job function. If I'm a cloud engineer and I'm setting up a server, I should have access to set up the server. I have I'll have a limited access to ML or SageMaker or storage, because I won't be doing anything on that. So why the security or the administration will give me all the access, because human, that there could be a security loophole. Anybody could do anything with that if they have all the access, and that's what called identity access management. So the philosophy is that you give least privilege access to the people, to the person, so that whatever he needs access for, and that's what your account is also. Your account has a least privilege access. They didn't give you a free account, entire thing on the AWS. It would be crazy. Okay. So very limited access, because this is what you need for a lab session. That's what you get. Similarly, so if I go to IAM, it's called identity access management. And I'll just show you one little things before I can get started with the lab, so you'll understand this. So I have created a user group. So users are managed. You can manage a single user. Okay, like I have admin, single user. Or you can create a group and give all the privilege to the group. Suppose admin has all the administration access, like I created. Okay. And this admin like a 200 days ago, and it's some showing flag that why you didn't change it. This is I'm doing it. It's something I didn't really use it, so but I need to clean it up. But what I'm trying to say that, so if there is a engineers, they are only need a some kind of a server. You create a group called server group, and in that server group we bring people. There are 4 engineers there. So you give the privilege to the group, and whoever joins that group will have the privilege, so that you don't have to give all the privilege to individual. Okay. So if somebody leaves that company, or for whatever the reason you want to block that person not to access anymore, you just drop him from the group. Like here I have created administration group. In that administration group I have 2 admin 1, admin 2. Okay. It's both. So admin 1 and admin 2 have a both this thing privilege, and then I have set up a permission. And you can see this, all this permission, these are all policies. The admin can view the billing, full EC2 access, administrative access. But I don't need to give all the permission, because this is my account. I'm doing it. I'm the root account. So I'm giving it to myself. But I just cannot give all the permission to billing and everything. And then imagine EC2 full access. And if I click on this policy, you can see this. And this is the policy, and it's a policy code and all those things. Very interesting. You can write. If you know JSON, you can create your own policy and write that. But 99, I said 99.9 times, you don't need to write your own policy. It's already there. You have to just bring it and attach it. Okay. Now there's a question here. Okay, you're talking about people, but how are the services and the machine? Do they need permission? Yes. I'll give you an example. So a server, I'm using a server. That server is accessing a storage. Okay. And that server programmatically accessing a storage. When it is programmatically accessing a storage, it's taking whatever is there in the store, whatever there in the store, probably customer data, customer financial data, customer social security data. This programmatically access. Now, if anybody hacks the server, because this server is not human, so you give all the access, because the server, what the server could do. Server cannot do anything, but if anybody hacks the server, he also has the access to the storage, because he from the server you're taking the access. So why when you restrict the access of the server also to that particular storage, to particular bucket. so that he cannot have access to everything, the server, I won't say he. So that's the way you create a role, and that's the role. This is the role function. You create it for that particular server. Now I'll tell you this is, and I wanted to show you. This is Amazon SageMaker execution role. Amazon SageMaker. These are all roles, and this SageMaker. I'm using a SageMaker. So SageMaker has a role, and that role, what that SageMaker do in that role? The SageMaker, which is a machine, basically a service, can have a S3 full access, SageMaker full access, like that. I don't need to give a S3 full access if I don't want to. I can even fine grain also, can give it a little bit access to a particular bucket where particular information is stored. And this Amazon SageMaker only needs to access that. Okay, so this is why I wanted to tell you this, because if you are if you are really trying to use the SageMaker, say you need to set up all those things on the SageMaker, because you got the hash logging access. AWS already set it up for you, but you didn't learn that part. I really wanted you to learn that part, but AWS did it. That's fine. That's fine. So there's a, at least you save like a 15-20 minutes to set up every for you. But this is required. I just wanted to tell you, when you'll be doing everything, for your company or for your own personal use, you have to set up everything. So that I just wanted to touch base with that. Okay, now we go to AWS SageMaker. Once you go to the AWS SageMaker, so everything is set up for you. And when everything is set up for you, I already launched it, but you can see here. Everybody can see this. Mine is because I've used it AS Studio User or something. I named it, but your name is something else. I don't know what. I saw it. I forgot. AWS named it something else. Okay. So everybody can. I just wanted to see everybody's is on with me. So everybody can you find this? Okay. So everybody please put on the chat whether you can come to this console and see this SageMaker control panel. Then from here, because we'll be using, you remember we said this, we are going to do this exercise. Effective data strategy, data processing. Okay, this we need to use it. Okay. So I need to see you it on the chat. Yes, SageMaker. Yes, I'm on SageMaker. Cool. Okay, yes, everybody is there. So I just wanted to, because if I'm going really fast, please let me
Amit,
know on the chat, then I can slow down a little bit, because I want everybody to be with me.
Padma here, Amit. Do you mind
Yes,
showing that again? From where did
yes.
you? So you
So
went to
what you
the.
do is here, okay, let me show to the control panel. A lot of people may not see it, because AWS console, if you are on the console home, you have to search for it, because and if whatever you used last time, it will show up here, because AWS has all these services. Probably they have like more than 300-400 services. You see this, the storage service, database service, you will get lost into it. Okay, analytics service, it's by like a different services. So the best way to do is search here. So we are going to SageMaker, the search here, Sage Maker. It's Amazon SageMaker, it's coming. If you click here, then you'll come to the SageMaker console. You come here. Make sense? So whenever, and this is a little very friendly trick I'm showing. If you are lost somewhere, you see this AWS icon, come here. It will come to your main console and search for it, whatever you want. It's a SageMaker. Okay, and it will come. Okay,
And then
so
you want to launch it. After that, you want to launch it.
yes, once you have it, you see this SageMaker launch app. You have to click on the app. I have already launched it. Okay, so when you launch it, it will take like a 30 seconds to launch it. Okay, once you launch it, you can see this screen. You can come to this screen.
Two
It
two op
mine
two options are given: Studio and Canvas. Which one?
Studio. Yes, it. Sorry, yeah, because I'm little. Yeah, you have to say. Yeah, if I try to launch it, you can say that it says Studio or Canvas. Canvas, you don't need to do that. It's like a lot of built-in stuff and all. Let's not get into that. We'll waste a lot of time explaining what is Canvas. Let's stay on the Studio. We'll be using this is what is important. Okay, just click on Studio. Once you click on Studio, you come to this screen. Okay, I'm using DataWrangler. Don't worry, you will come to this like this kind of screen. Okay, so here you can see this lots of built-in stuff there. This is like a mind-blowing. So you will get you see the jumpstart model and then build model automatically. There's all lots of automatic model building process here. Import export data, if you could go right there, if you export, and then ML task component, and then all kinds of things, notebook component, computing resources, and then notebook component. If there's a pull down menu here, and so you keep on going there. So this is the main launching pad. So this is the capabilities of SageMaker is enormous, enormous. So if I want to, first of all, I have not explored everything. Even what I know about SageMaker, if you want to show it, it will be like at least a week, at least a week workshop, 40-50 hours it will take. Okay, but let's not get. But you see, this jumpstart is I wanted to show you the jumpstart model, this that. Then I thought, it's a lot of automated stuff. There's no fun in it. You can really learn it. There are like hundreds of YouTube videos on that. So you really want to do something which you should really so how to build model. There's an automatic building model, automatic process. I don't know. I mean, people use it. It's not like, most of the companies use it. For learning purpose, I would like to show you, what you can do from scratch, and then you'll have the solid graphs. And then once you learn it, then you can go and, use any model, and you can modify, because whatever is there, you have to customize it. And if you don't know that, if you don't do everything from hand, you won't be able to know how to customize, what to customize. You'll screw up big time. So that's the reason, I am just doing little hands-on stuff. So you come to this screen, and now we are going to, and if you see it, and if you see it, effective data strategy and data processing. Okay, so we are talking about data wrangler. So what the data wrangler does is, during interactive, we'll be doing an exercise. It's cleaning your data basically. It's cleaning your data. This is called data wrangler. So before you do that, oh yeah, I'm going a little fast. Sorry. Okay, now all of you should do it. You have to open several consoles, because we'll be using a lot of consoles. So one console won't be sufficient. All you have to do is copy this, and then create another browser, open another browser, paste it. So it will open several console, because we will be using a lot of services. And since you logged in, and because the Chrome takes the cookies, so you don't have to log in again. All you have to just copy paste the link on the browser. It will open the console, and then from there, because I'll be going to and forth from this data wrangling console to the main console. So I would expect at least open three console on three different browser, different tab, not browser. Okay, so now we come here. So what we are going to do is, it, here on the data wrangler. So you come here, and what I'm doing is, here I already did it, but you guys do it. The new, and you click here, and you see this data wrangler flow, or you might see it's data wrangler. Probably your free account will say data. So file, new, and click on the data wrangler. When you click on the data wrangler, you'll come to the screen. Everybody is on the screen. Okay, yes. Everybody is on the data wrangler screen. So what happened is, again, let me show you one more time. So from here, you launch Studio, And then once you launch the studio, you come to the SageMaker Studio, you launch it. Okay. Once you come to the SageMaker Studio, you come to this screen. Okay. And you see this file and all the stuff. And when you come to the screen, you click on File, New, and keep on Data. Click on Data Wrangler. And in your case, probably it will say Data Wrangler, not Flow, but whatever it takes. But you will see that word Data Wrangler. Okay. Once you click here, you'll come to this screen. I want everybody to know whether they have come to the screen. If it is, then I'll go next. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, very good. All right. Okay. So a lot of people are getting it. Okay. Now, what we are going to do, what is the purpose of data wrangling? Here, we are going to clean up the data. Now, let me tell you, and this is the very famous professor of Stanford University. You must be knowing his name. He's called Professor Nguyen, Andrew Nguyen. Okay, Ngun, some Vietnamese surname. His accent also like that, but very famous professor. Is one of the top ML machine learning experts in the world. What he says, 90% of the machine learning is nothing but data processing, cleaning up data. So if you screw up data, everything will screw up. And data processing is so much pain, so much pain. People who have worked on machine learning, deep learning, they know what it is. They will appreciate this data wrangling capabilities. You have to programmatically clean everything on data. Programmatically. Now AWS is so good. It's like a godsend to me. Believe me. Every AWS create a concept called data wrangler where we can automatically clean the data automatically. We'll have to do some little bit of here and there, but most of we don't have to write any program. So what we do is, I am going to show you first. I need to import data. When I click on import data, there are 5 places from where you can import data. Amazon Redshift, which is Amazon data warehouse, service. Amazon S3, which is Amazon storage service. There's a third party called Data. So they are from their Databricks, they store data for companies from there also. And there's also Snowflake, another third party from there. These are all the big names. If you go to uh, any event like a conference and all, this Databricks and Snowflake, you will see that the biggest booth these two companies have, because they're very big and they're very big partners of Amazon. So you can import data from all those things. What we are going to do is we are going to import data from S3. But here I have a lot of, so only go here, let's go back to the console. From this console, our main console, because I want you to, this is my main console. And let me go to the main console. And once you go to the main console, this is called S3. And you can see S3. If you don't see S3, just search S3. And you go
Amit,
to
how do
there.
you go back to the main console from
No, you have to open up. Don't come from here. I told you, right?
ah,
Open another browser.
okay, okay.
Open another browser, and you just copy paste this.
Got it.
I'm sure you have this, right?
Right.
Open another browser, because you have to, as I told you, you have to open 3 4 browser, because you'll be going main console, this that. And if you come from here, because you are relatively new, everything will be gone, and then again to set up will take time. And in this kind of a lab situation, I don't want you to do that.
Got it.
All right. So everybody come to the main console, open another browser. Just as I said, let me show you one more time. This is my main console panel. I easily copy this, then enter URL. I open another browser. I mean another tab. I'm sorry. And then you paste it. And because of the cookies, I don't have to log in again. Chrome knows that I'm logging. I'm the same guy. and you come to another control panel, same control panel in two different tabs, because we'll be using them. Make sense, everybody? Because otherwise it will be very difficult to come out and do that. Okay, so everybody go into the S3, and once you can search a S3, or you can find it here also. You can search, and anything you search from here, it will come. You see this? You don't have to do anything, just you search. It will come, you come to this. Now you will see it, because you have a test account, you don't have any bucket. How HT work? HT storage works. Okay, let me see any HT this thing. Let me see how, if I find any slides, it will make sense. Okay, is this okay? No, come on, man. I'm trying to find the slides. Okay. Okay, I don't know, but why you waste time? I have to find. But there's a okay. Let me show you why. So every S3 is the storage facility. Now S3 is the storage facility. What it does is you can store anything, enormous amount of data, or any object, any file on S3, and S3 just multiplies. You can expand it. It's like and that's what it's called. The full form of S3 is called simple storage service. Okay, that's called S3. But it's so elastic, like it just keeps growing. It's called growing. It's internal service of AWS. All you have to do is you have to create a bucket and put your stuff, because it has internal service of AWS. You can create hundreds of millions of buckets, doesn't matter. Of course, there is some billing restriction or all, but if that billing restriction is removed, if you are a large company, they don't care about billing, because they know they'll pay. Then you can create hundreds of millions of bucket, and every bucket you can put some information. Somebody can put images, somebody can put data, whatever it is. And I'll tell you the how the data lake concept after I do it with the S3. Okay, I'll get you that. So what you are going to do is you are going to create a bucket. Now, when you create a bucket, this is a very tricky part. Please get this, please, everybody. When you said bucket name, let me tell you, bucket name is unique, like a social security number. No two-person have the same social security number, right? Similarly, bucket name, no two bucket will have the same name. Whether you are using from India or Australia or US, because S3 is global. If you say use the test, say I'll show you. I'll say test. And immediately it will give me this thing. When you try to create, it will say there is I'll create it. I'll try to create it. It will show this thing. So always you have to give me a unique name. And now another problem is everybody say, okay, let me use my name. My name is Ahmed. Hey, there are 10 million Ahmeds out there. Okay, and somebody must have used his name. So it's not available. That's it. Okay. So you have to give a unique name. You can do I say, my name is Amit Sakar AS 894568 or something, some random number. I know that it won't be unique. Okay. So that's the reason I said you have to use so whatever bucket I'll be using in my program, I'll show you, and you will have to create a bucket and change that name bucket to your bucket name, so that it will work on your console. Okay, if you use my bucket name, it will not work. You can make it work. There's some cross account, all this complex stuff. I'm not going to do that. But if you try to create a bucket with my bucket name, it won't give it. I'll say test. So somebody must have used a test bucket somewhere in some point of time. Ownership, don't go all to this. This is a very complex stuff now. I'm not going to it. You can have a public access. Nobody can access, block all public access. Yes, you should do that, because only your SageMaker has the permission to access, and nobody can access. And then server, you can encrypt whatever you write, tag and all, make it disable. But you see, when I try to create a bucket, it will give me error. Okay, you see this? This bucket name with the same bucket name already exists. Okay. It's like GoDaddy. You try to search for a domain name, you said it's taken. Same stuff. So this test name is already taken. And I don't know who has taken this, probably internally AWS or somebody, but it's already taken. You cannot take it. Okay. So you have to use a unique name. This is very important because all our exercise will be using a lot of S3 bucket, and you have to use your own unique name and create a bucket. So let's create a bucket first. You create a bucket. I've created all those buckets, so I don't have any problem. But you have to create your own bucket. Okay. So please do this. And then I would like to see everybody has been able to create a bucket. Yes, type unique name. And this guy is very good, SL guest, whoever he is. Thank you. He's helping everybody. Good work, SL guest. Okay. He deserves some free training from me. Okay. All right. So whoever is using it, please help others on the chat so that we can move on. Okay. So when everybody created a bucket, now you remember, let's come back and just look at me. I'm not doing it. So here we are using the data wrangler, but as I said on the data wrangler, we have to import the data. I can say this. You can have import data from all these places, but we are going to import the data from S3. So we are creating a S3 bucket. We're going to put some data on this bucket and we'll import it. That's the reason we created the S3 bucket. Make sense? Okay, everybody, makes sense? Say yes. Okay. So now when you created this S3 bucket, and what you do is you click on the S3 bucket, like I have created, and you can create a prefix also, but you don't need it. If you want to create a prefix, I said they create a folder, just like a folder, just like a Windows. You create a folder. Within the folder you would put something. Similarly, you can create a cascading folder also, and that's also one of the strategy. It's in a very deep stuff, but I won't tell you this right now. It's a lot of work there. And then I've created a folder called bank data, and then I have uploaded the data called bank additional full SB. Now if you go to this AWS classroom, you can see this bank additional pool CSV. First, you download this. How you download this? Click on it, then click on the hamburger stack after print. Open a new window. I showed it to Padma, I guess, and then download from here. You need to download to your local machine, because this particular data Excel spreadsheet, which has about 400 500 kind of a 40,000 or so. This is a AWS simplified, not my this thing, some kind of a sample data I'm using. I think this AWS I downloaded somewhere from, I don't know where, but it's not my data. These are
So,
some samples.
Amit, do you mind showing how to create the folder and upload it one more time?
Yes, exactly. Okay, so everybody downloaded this data. Okay, so please download this data. It's called bank additional full CSV. Okay, please download this data. If you Google it from I think if you go to AWS sample data, you might find it there also, but it will take a lot of time. That's the reason I made it very easy for you. Okay, all right. How we are doing on time? Somebody tell me.
I think it is 12. But yeah, how did you create the folder and uploaded
Oh,
it?
yeah, exactly. So now, so you created a folder, right? Everybody created a folder. Once you have created a folder, you can directly put data on that. You don't need to create a prefix or another folder. But for your this thing, like once you here, you can see this. This is
I
the
have
bucket
not
here.
Sorry, I have not created a folder yet.
No. First you see you come here, Amazon S3, and
Mm-hmm.
once you have the come here Amazon X3 on the left hand side, you click on the bucket. You'll come to this screen if you are brand new. Everybody come to the screen, and you can if you create a bucket, if you click on created a bucket, as I showed you, you have to create a bucket with unique name. Once you created a bucket, you will come to this screen, and it will show your bucket. I have like several bucket, like about 10 or 12 dozens of bucket for different needs, but you will only created one bucket, so you will see one bucket. Once you have this bucket name, and you see this bucket name, I said a a SageMaker market test or something I created. I think this. So I created this bucket. I go in here, and you will see blank, nothing, because I have created so many folders. Is there? All you have to need a create a folder. The click on create a folder, create this name, but this name could be anything. This name could be anything, because this is not unique. Why this is not unique? Because this you are inside SageMaker bucket. I mean H3 bucket. So that's a local name. That's not a global name. So if I say test, I'm creating it just to show you. It will create a folder. You see this, and it's already created. I know where it is. Yeah. You see this, there's a test folder. So if you want to create a folder, you don't need to do that, but if you want to do it, fine. So if you want to create a folder, I'm doing it again. Okay. And then you will come to the screen, the folder is empty basically. So you have to upload what you upload. You have to upload that bank data you downloaded from Google Classroom. So all you have to do is you have to upload. You can upload from your bank data, like from here. You just drag and drop it, or you can say add files, add folder. It will take you to this thing. I just drag and drop it. So once you have it, you drop it. That's it. It's here, and then from here you have to say upload. It takes a little time, depends on your bandwidth speed. You see this is uploading the folder. Okay, so the folder is uploaded, and you see this bank data uploaded. Now if you go back, okay, and then you close this. Once you close this, you see this. So you see this bucket, and then in that bucket you have a folder called test. I named it test. You don't have to name it test, but if you want to name it test, that's fine. Okay. And where that folder go? I don't know what I did. Oh, I'm Ace Market Test. So I'm inside this bucket. I have created a folder called test, and then when you click on the test, you'll say your data. Okay. This is like a two-step. You don't have to do that. As long as you have the bucket, you can put your stuff. You can upload, because this is a lab setting, right? You don't have. I have some lot of my own lab data, my test data, this that. So I've created a lot of those kind of things. You don't have to do that. Okay. So and then if you come back to bucket, you don't have to click on create bucket. If there's a left hand side, there's a button here, bucket, and that's about it. Okay. So once you create a bucket, a folder is uploaded. Now everybody tell me whether is this uploaded? Oh, there's it's available from here also. You can also download from there. There's somebody called Jan Morina, who is doing it. Okay. So yes. So yes. So if you can download from there, no worries. Okay. But you have to upload here. Once you upload the folder bucket here, and then you again on the tab which is showing you your data wrangler SageMaker tab, click on that tab, and once you click on the tab, you'll see this screen. Once you click on the tab, you see this screen. You can say file, new, and then you said data wrangler flow. You click on here, and it will take like, and then you come to the screen. I opened two more tab, but that's okay. So once you here, because you need to import data for the data wrangler, it said say import data as a, again. Let me show you again. I'll close it. So when you see this data wrangler flow, you see this import data. And once you click, because I need to import data for what? For cleaning the data and everything, because the same data will be using it on a machine learning purpose. Okay. So when you say the clean data, these are the 5 sources from you can import data, but we are importing from S3 because I created a bucket, and then it will show you all your S3 bucket name. You see this? And because you have only one bucket, it will show one bucket. I have several, it will show you. And it will tell me so easy. If you click on there, it will show you, and I see that I have a folder within S3, it's called folder bank data. And then I can upload data. Or this is the easiest way. But if you are a professional, a lot of professional what do, they don't go do there. What they do is they come to this S3 bucket, and every folder, everything has something called URI. Okay, it's called Universal Resource Information or some URL. Sorry, Universal Resource Locator. So you copy the URI, not URL. Universal Resource, I don't know, indicator or something. But anyway, you got it. So it will give you the link. And if you come here, if you don't want to choose the bucket like that, you just paste that link here, and you can go here. It will download from there. I'm not doing it now because I've already do it. It might throw some error. And then you choose this bucket, and it will say import. When you say import, you can even specify what the specify. It will already know it's a CSV file. But for your information, what kind of a file it can take for data learning. Okay, it can say paraket, Parake, that this Apache Parake, JSON, JSON NL, ORC, all kinds of data. Okay, I think this Parake is very important because for data warehousing and all columnar, this is much more effective for this. But this is a CSV file. That's okay. You are using a CSV file. But other than CSV file, also these are the different extension you can do. Okay, so you improved your data, so I'm not doing it anything. And then it will show you all those. You see this, it's already show you all the fields. And if I open my data here, if I open my data on my this thing, I just to show you what it is. You see this, it has all the column, contact, housing, this, that, every all the column. And the beauty of it, you see this, when you even before importing your data properly, just understood where your data is, but it fetch all those from there. And you can see this, all the columns are here. A job, martial titles, education, or all those things. All this thing. You see this, all this column. I just opened it locally just to show you. So it's already there. Now what you need to do is you have to say import. Okay. I hope it doesn't throw any error. This will be another 10 minutes exercise. So guys, please stay with me. Then we might take a lunch break and then we'll continue from there. Okay. Okay. Then you see this all step. And so you have the data flow. So if you see this data is imported, everything is imported. Now you can see this data analysis. Oh my God, what I'm doing. Okay, you see this? You have the data here. It's already imported. If you click on the data, if you click, we'll be using the analysis also, but not now. I'll have to show you. You have to say training, and it will, you can train also any machine learning, some machine learning model or something. We'll be doing that. And then you see this data. Your data is visible here. If you go down, it's like that. And if you use the horizontal bar, you can see all the fields. All the fields are there. Your data is imported. Now, what you need to do is first you play with this data. What's wrong with this data? There could be many things wrong. There could be redundant data. There could be some columns which machine learning doesn't understand. There could be some other stuff machine learning, or there could be some column you really don't need. If you know feature engineering, I'll explain feature engineering what it is. So suppose you have a data, and this is the example. This is the bank data, and what this data does, this data what it does is this is the bank data, and it has a customer data, and they have a bank has a telemarketer, and bank is offering something on the phone to their customer to sign up for something like, I don't know, probably to open a saving account or something. And bank has a database, and from their machine learning would like to know how many of this of from this data, based on their demographic, whatever age, job, whatever, uh, marital status, education, income, and all those things, they, based on all those data and putting some formula, they want to predict how many of them will buy that product. Let's just say how many of them will buy a CD product or open a saving account. Okay, so that is reason. So all those data is there, but you don't really need everything for them, for that particular prediction. Probably you need to drop some data for, say, education. What's saving account got to do with education? Probably it could be earning, marital status, or whether it's a married or single, or living together, whatever. What that got to do is opening a saving account, maybe may not do. So this is something that data scientists decide based on their statistical mathematical calculation. By the way, if you want to be a data scientist, and if you are not good at maths, try something else. Okay, don't get into that. Okay, so this is my advice, please. Okay, not, I'm not trying to intimidate you, but this is what it is. But there is another good thing is, if you don't want to be data scientist, you can be a machine learning engineer. What machine learning engineer does, data scientists develop the model, and then machine learning engineers put that model into production, and you will be doing those. So you will be wearing the hat of data scientist today. You will be developing a model. Then we'll take you. We will wear the hat of a machine learning engineer, how to deploy that model, create a pipeline. So both. So if you are not very good at maths, but you are good at programming, you can choose that path. That's also good. But if you really a little challenge on math, either do upgrade your skills, go to some school, learn everything, or don't get into that. Okay, that's my 2 cents advice. Anyway, so this is what we'll be doing. So this we have. So what we are going to do is, now you see this data. So what I am going to do, what I need to, so you play with that, see, alter this, your data is there now. mm, mm, okay, then, okay, let's do one thing. Let's do some analysis here. Okay, so data analysis, as I said, if you are a data scientist loves graphs and plots. So they want to, uh, wait, man, I have a little puppy is bothering me. Wait. Okay, we'll take a break. Okay, it's lunchtime. That's why he came and bothering me. Okay, so we'll be done in 10 minutes. But pay attention. If you are doing with me, fine. If you are not doing with me, at least pay attention. You can do later also. I'll show you step by step. Okay, so data scientists really, they like to visualize data, because visualization is really important for data analysis. So you see through the charts and graphs, what kind of a data, what kind of a trend is doing. So the easiest way is, let's do a scatter plot. Let's do a scatter. Okay, so we get click it on the scatter plot, and you can name it also. So let's say, let's name it. Let's do it professionally. Everybody, let's name it. What name you can do? I will say scatter plot. If you leave it, not, if you don't want to name it, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just trying to do it a little professional. Okay, and then what you want to, you say the age, and um, scatter plot. What is the duration that they stayed as a loyal customer of the bank versus their age. Because probably a 24-year-old guy may not be with the bank for 15 years because that time he was a kid, but a 40 or 50-year-old guy maybe. So that's why, so let's create an axis A. age. So let's say, no, let's create an access duration. I'm just, so you can search is here also. You find it, or you can search from here duration. You don't need to search. Yeah, you see this duration, and this is it, all those columns are here. And what should be the Y column? And there's a color, scatter plot, X axis, and what else? Okay, X axis হয়ে গেল. And then there's a Y say age. Okay, not colored by color.
Amit, someone is asking if analysis name and analysis type are not matching. Is it on purpose?
Analysis name, histogram plot, X analysis. No, not color by. Yes, fine. Doesn't matter. This is just a name. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I did something wrong. I'm doing histogram. It should be scatter plot. Sorry. Why I'm using histogram? That's what it's saying. Scatter plot. Yeah. So you x-axis is duration. Duration. Take it. Y-axis is age. AGE. Okay. And you can also say color also. I'm not using the color. You can use some fancy color also. Okay. Okay, you can choose some fancy color or something. You don't need to do that, but I'm not also doing it. I don't want to spend time on that. But you can choose some color and it will give a fancy. But if you click on preview, if you go down, there's a button called preview. Now it's already started it, and you can see this. There's a preview button, and I can see this. It created a scatter plot. Now people who know matplotlib, who know Python, know how difficult it is to programmatically create this plot. Here, you put the data, you got the data, you choose what you want to do, it created a plot. You see this? This is the beauty of data wrangler. Less than 5 seconds probably. Okay, so if you go down there, if you go down and it's a preview, I previewed it, and if you want to save it, you can save it. Okay, now you save it, and then you see this. You did the analysis. I can do another analysis, create a new analysis, but it's saved. I untitle it because I for some reason I name it. I can even name, go there and name, and then you can do that. But I opened it up, and if I have to open again, it open again. I can name it scatter plot. Okay, now wait a minute. Okay, and then you can go down. Oh, come on, man. What happened? Is this frozen or frozen? Something happened. But anyway. Oh my god. Why my screen got frozen? Everybody, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, yes, yes. Amit, we can hear you.
For some reason my screen got frozen. I don't know. But anyway, I can come back. No worries. Okay. So anyway, so I can. Oh my god. I reloaded it because my screen got frozen. I don't know. Probably I opened so many. No, wait. I have a little puppy. It's bothering me. It's lunchtime. Okay, wait, beta. Another 10 minutes. Okay, another 10 minutes. Okay. Wait here. Stay here. All right. So anyway, I had to do it again one more time. Did I do it one more time? But anyway, I'm doing it one more time so that you guys can see it. For some reason, my screen got frozen, and so I have to do it one more time. But you can see it, at least I'm doing it one more time. I'll do it in a GP. Banked it. For some reason, I don't know, my screen got frozen. I had to, refresh this thing. Now everything come back. This is the weird thing sometimes Amazon does. I don't know why. Sometimes it happens. It happens. Okay. Anyway, see, you understand the analysis part, and you can do the training also. We'll be doing the training. We have the data, and anytime you want to come to this, I've already imported it. Now it says data type, and then if you click here, you can transform the data, and this is the best part, fun part. You can export. No, stay. Sorry about that. He's little cranky in his life. Hmm. Stay. No. No. Stay. No. Stay. Okay. So, and export, and you can export another, data will be exported in it. You can join another data. You can concatenate. Sorry, what I'm saying. Okay. So you can here. What? Oh my God. Yeah, concatenate the data basically, and then you can transform, will be transforming data. You can do all kinds of stuff. So let's do one thing. Mm, let's do one thing. Let's analysis, add, transform, train model, get. uh, okay. Okay. It's okay. Let's do one thing. What I need to do? Okay. Let's add analysis. Okay. Okay. And then I'm not going to histogram now. Okay, now there is a concept called data leakage. Anybody knows what is data leakage? Otherwise I'll just explain it in a this thing. Anybody knows what is data leakage? Can say? Okay, okay. So data leakage is saying something is a very important concept of machine learning. Is when see in any kind of a machine learning model, so you split your data, and we'll show you how you do that. So you have lots of data, and you split it into training and test. So what happened is, it's like a 80, it's not a thumb rule 80-20 ratio. It depends on the data scientist and what kind of mathematical model is used. But let's say 80-20 usually. So in that spreadsheet, 80%, this spreadsheet has a 40,000 record. Out of 40,000 record, 80%, which is like 32,000, will be used to train. The machine learning, what? The machine learning understand the pattern within your data, and then build some intelligence. That's what it learns something from your data. So you train from your data. That's called training data. Whether that model really learns something from the data or not, you have to test it. How you can test it? You have to test it with the same database. That's why you split the data into training data and testing data. It's not a thumb rule, again I'm saying. Usually people use 80-20. Okay, 80% they use it for testing, 20% for they use it. But what happened is, lots of data overlap. Lot of data from training, for many reasons, overlap with the testing data. And when the training, and that's what is called data leakage. That means some training data leaked into testing data. Think of two bucket. Okay, so whatever the data in bucket one, that should be unique, and the bucket two data should be a separate kind of same data, but it should not be like a same data, like a same row or same thing, same customer number or same this thing, bank account number or something. It has to be, because your model learns something. Now that model, whatever it learns, that's what it's called. So when that,
Hey Amit, I think you were breaking. I think when you were actually explaining the leakage part.
Okay,
You
now
got
can you
stuck.
hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we can hear it.
Okay. For some reason, I don't know. I have a Comcast. I think they increased the speed. I think some 400, 500 Mbps. I shouldn't have this kind of problem. I don't know what I'm getting today. But anyway, can you hear me now? Everybody can hear me.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
we can hear
Okay,
you,
so
Abhishek.
let's create a leakage. So we said target leakage. So we want to see how whether there is any target leakage or not. So and what kind of a problem? Okay, there are two types of problem in message. There are other problem also, but mostly use classification problem and regression problem. Classification problem means it's a yes or no answer. Whether this guy will whether that customer will sign up for a saving account or not, yes or no answer. And regression problem is where you get some kind of a data like I'll tell you that housing price. Okay, or the bank is offering something interest rate. It depends on there's no yes or no answer. It's a regression. It's a mathematical. People who have some statistical background know what is classification regression. It's like a housing price. There's no yes or no. Housing price could be $50,000, $500,000. So that's called regression problem. Here on the telemarketing data, whether the guy will sign up for a savings or not, that's a classification problem. So you will have to understand the problem. You can give that analysis name. I'll say target leakage. Always good practice to do this. Okay, and then it's a maximum features. We're taking everything. We are not doing anything. Problem type. So you have to. It's a classification. See, there are two types of problem: classification and relay. And then you have to select target. What is the target? Remember, in any machine learning, target is something which is you are going to predict. Whether the guy is going to sign up for a saving account or not is the target, not the entire data. The target is yes or no. Okay, so always the target is y-axis. So on a plot, like a y-axis is the target, is a y-axis. So if you know all those linear equation and all those things, mathematical, it's a 10th grade maths. Okay, basically. So the y is the target axis. Okay, so always the target axis is y because it's going to predict. Okay, so target axis you have to say y. If it is a target, but you are not saying this. I want to say it because these are all different x-axis value. And then if you see this, let's preview it. And if you click on preview, and I will just, there are more I want to do it, but I'll just, this thing, one or two, I'll show you, and that's about it. And then we'll take. You see this? So you went there and you saw, is there any leakage? That means is any training data spills into test data or not? And you see this predictive ability is less than one. That means less than one data probably got spilled into it. Insignificant. That means data is cleaned. Fine. But we liked it because we got it there. Okay, this is a real life because this is a downloaded data. It's obviously cleaned. But if you collect it from the real bank, you won't get this kind of a clean data. But for a data scientist wants to have this leakage as minimum as possible. You can see this predictability one, less than one. So no data, there is no data leakage. And there is also another thing here, interesting. There's some column, you see this, that is less than five, which is like insignificant. Probably you might want to drop those columns. You don't need it for your, because machine learning, the more simplification you do, that's called feature engineering, more column you drop, the better your mathematical equation can handle, because the lesser the data, lesser column, the more predictive. That's also one of the goal for feature engineering. So we are going to use it. So you see it, this is how this is. Now if you are a Python programmer, try to do this with Python programming and good luck. So this is the power of data wrangler. You see this? Okay, so I can save this now. Now I'll just use one more thing, how to add and drop column, and that's about it. And also something, just couple of things, and we'll take a break because my coffee is bothering me. This is lunchtime. Okay, so and everybody also needs some break. So now what we are going to do is, so if you come here, it's a flow, and if you say flow, and if you click here again, is the plus button. Sorry, target leakage. No, here, yeah, not this. It's already done. It's already showing the leakage. You won't get anything on this here on the data type. And then what you are going to do is, uh, okay, so it's a add transform. So now we are transforming our data. So what we are going to transform your data? You say add a step. What kind of a step? And you can see this. These are the different way you can transform your data. I'm not going in. You can play with that. But here I'm going to merge column, handle structure column, handle missing data, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, then missing data is one of the very important stuff there. Okay, encode data, one hot encoding. I'll show you one this thing of one already. Okay, so custom transform. So let's do it. Okay, let's say custom transform. Okay, and it said now it said drop data. No, not custom. This we have to write a little program. I mean, I can do it. I don't want to do it now. Balance feature, handling missing, handling outlier. Let's see what I can do. Time series, validation, sampling, encoder, category dimension, custom formula, custom. Okay, let's see column. Oh, manage columns. Yes, manage column. So manage column, and it says it's a drop column. And what column I need to drop? Let's say this marital status. Okay. So marital status, whether the guy is married or not, who cares? If he wants to open a saving account. So let's drop this column. You don't need it. So this is some kind of career. So you see this, yes, marital status. Okay. And then if you preview it, and this column is dropped. You cannot find it. You see this is dropped. Okay, this is dropped. This column is dropped. Okay, this column is dropped. You can add it. That's done. Okay, so you can see this column is done. Now you go back to data flow. One more last step. I'm going to do it. I'm going to, you see this, and it's showing here also. You see this? The data tags, drop column, and it's showing drop column. We can again do another transformation here. It's showing the, you see this is showing the map. It says target leakage. It says this is showing the map. Let's do one hot encoding. So add hmm, okay, add transform. Okay, and then it's add step, and let's say encoding. Where is that? Okay, okay, encoding categorical. Now, does anybody knows what is one hot encoding? Anybody knows? We cannot hear me. Nobody can hear me. Can anybody hear me now?
Yes, of course, we can hear you. No, no, that was a
Okay,
long
okay,
ago text.
okay. So nobody. So okay, I think people are not from machine learning background. This is not rocket science. Okay, in the machine learning. So basically, machine learning data. Suppose you are having a categorical data. I'll give you an example of say country. Okay. No, I can give an example of here. Okay. Say what example I should do. Uh, okay, let's say job. Yes, job is the right good example. So job, there could be a many kind of job. One guy could be a doctor, another guy could be an engineer, and there could be a Uber driver. So these are all kinds of job. So now, if you want to really convert them, because these are all string, right? On the machine learning, everything you will have to convert into numerical values. Then only mathematical formula works. If anything string or character, mathematical formula cannot work with that. So what? But you need to job. So what you do is you convert the job. So you have like a say 5 job category. Where is the job category? Household, services, admin, blue collar, technician. So how many categories there? Blue color. So what you do is this is a one column. So what you do is in a one hot encoding. This is a very beautiful machine learning technique. You just make every column, every category another column. That means you are adding more category. So more column. So household, housemaid become one category, one column. Services become another column. So you just keep on, because on the excel data and you will see it, you are adding, because you are columnar you are adding more column. What will happen is, so every column will have a value. So housemaid, if this particular category is housemaid, it will show one, and all the other category will not show one, it will show zero. That's called one hot encoding. I'll show you how you do it and you will understand. This is absolutely bare necessary for machine learning, absolutely. So what we are going to do is, so we said transform, and then we say one hot encoding. There are ordinal encoding, similarity encoding, and let's not get into all the data science stuff. Okay, and then input column. Let's say job. Let's say job. I can find it here. I don't need to go down. Here you see the job. Okay, and then input column is job. I got it. I can add one of this thing. Input order. You don't need to do anything here. Output style, don't do vector. Output style would be column. Vector, it will do anything. So you see this, you'll see this job, you'll see this, what is one hot encoding, you'll find it. So I'm converting it. It's a preview, and you see this now. You see this, you'll understand the one hot concept of one hot encoding. Now go to job. You see this. अभी क्या हो गया? I have to go down more. You see this? Job admin, job caller, job technician, all those job category now become a column. And if any data belongs to that category, then it wants. That means out of this, probably this is the 10th or 12th row, and the 12th row says, particularly when it was a row, that this particular person is a blue collar worker, and so is showing one. This is called one hot encoding. So now you convert all those rows into column, and then those column represent that particular database or particular data, that this guy Ahmed Sarkar, who is a bank this thing account holder, he holds a blue collar job, and then another guy probably will be a technician job. So you are converting it. So what happens is, now there's no this one, all the job category, blue color job, this color job, converted into digit number. So one means yes, that guy is a blue collar job, or for that particular field, that guy is a technician job for that particular field. And you see this, it shows one. This is called one hot encoding. So you can add it, and this is really a cool thing. And then you can export. So now this is the last thing I showed you, and you can export a trend. Now you can export this job, and you can expose to Amazon SageMaker location. It's showing some location, default location, or you can use your own location. I'll say SageMaker test. You can use your own bucket. File type CSV, and this is a key management service. This is all security stuff. Don't have to say. Export a trend. First, it will train the data, and the data is trained, which is being tested, and then it will be exported. So you clean the data, everything is done, and data exported successfully. Now, if you go to your bucket and you see this, the best part, and you see this, I put it here, I guess, right? You see this data is already exported. When I did it, I think it will show at the end. Okay, you see this? My job, null single protection test set. Okay, it's somewhere here. It came here. You come here. It's a bank additional data. Okay, 1206 UTC. I don't know. But this data is already exported. And if it is not,
Aditya
it
has a
will.
question, I think.
Uh,
Look at the chat, Amit.
okay, hold on. So, hold on. I didn't see it. And this is the last. What are the tab in training tab again? Okay, again here. So basically you create here. Okay, so I exported it. Let's go to the flow. Okay, say if I do the flow, I'm showing it to you. Okay, and then you click here. Okay, and then you export via Jupyter Notebook because it becomes a Jupyter Notebook. Remember, and I'll show you what is Jupyter Notebook. You can run your, code, Python code inside the Jupyter Notebook, or via SageMaker pipeline. This, and if you do this, and this is sorry, if you say, let me do it again one more time. I don't know if it may throw some because I already do it some error, but let's try.
Amit, we made everybody, we gave the option. So Aditya and others, you guys can talk, if you have questions. You don't have to text.
Okay. All right. So this is done basically. Okay. All right. So I'm done with the data wrangler, and just last 30 second overview what I did. You see this what we did: effective data strategy, data processing. We cleaned the data. How you cleaned it? We dropped a column we didn't need it. We find if there's any leakage of the data. We converted data into one hot encoding. Absolutely important. If you do it manually, I'll show you. Even we'll do it in manually. I think in my deep learning thing, you have to write lots of programming, Python programming. Some data frame programming using Panda and NumPy and stuff like that. So, but this is done with a click of like less than 30 seconds basically. You choose the. So this is what you built it with data wrangler. This is the power of data wrangler. That's about said. So let's take a lunch break. So how much break you want to take? Like a 20 minutes, 25 minutes, what?
Should
Hello?
we should we meet at 1:15?
Yeah, so
30,
let's
30.
let's stop at time clock. I'll just do it.
I have it, Amit. You want me to put
No,
share
if
my
you
screen?
put it on
For,
the
th-
screen.
for 30 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
30
put
minutes.
it on the screen. I'll
Okay,
stop.
I'll share my screen. Yeah.
I'll stop. I'll stop sharing. How do I? Yes. All right. I stopped sharing, I guess. Yes. All right. Okay. Okay. But everybody, there are 2, 3 more interesting stuff. You're gonna love it. And so, and if you want to do it fast, you don't need to do with me. Then let me do it, and you just watch what I'm doing. Then it will be fast. Thank you. We'll be back.
Thank you, everyone. See you in 30 minutes. Thanks.
Hello, everyone.
Right.
Uh, okay. Are you guys back? You could unmute or you could drop a reaction if you're back. Then we can get started.
All right. Now, okay. Now, two, three things. What's the time now? 1:18. So we have about 1 hour, 12 minutes. Okay. And I'll try to wrap it about around that time. Probably it might go about 10, 15 minutes because the Docker creation and all those things is really cumbersome. It will take another hour. So probably I'll drop that exercise, but I'll show what it is. Okay, so you'll understand. Okay, now and then another data pipeline, SageMaker pipeline is very important. That's an easy one, so you can do it with me. Okay, so that's about it. So uh, is everybody's back? Is everybody's back?
I think I didn't hear from the other two, Aditya and SL. So those two might not be back.
So how many are there left? A lot of people dropped.
Yeah, they dropped.
Oh my god, they didn't like it, or it's too hard for them, or what?
Uh, I mean, maybe because the 4 hour session, usually people try to accommodate 2 hours and maybe 2 hours they have some other work, so they drop off.
Okay, no, there's some. Okay, mm, but I guess a lot of people join, like about 10, more than 10 people, right?
Yeah, 10
One,
people joined,
two,
but
three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this what happened to our lady Padma?
she's there, but I think she's back or not, I'm not sure.
Uh, she's going to come back.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So. I will start with some theoretical lecture for next 10-15 minutes, and then I will jump into rightly into the main part, which is a convolutional neural network, and that's very important because uh, yeah, people are joining back. Okay, so the convolutional neural network is a very important part, and I will this okay. I don't know people who dropped it, they didn't like it, or it's too hard for them, or I don't know, whatever it is. Let me tell you one thing: machine learning, AWS, ML. What AWS did is machine learning is a hard concept. Okay, and what AWS did is AWS created all the algorithm available in the market. They customize it and they create some kind of a template of all the algorithm, like you saw that data cleaning is some kind of a template basically with that data wrangling, so that people find it very easy. And once they find it easy, just a second. Okay, what you doing? No. Okay, and just a second, this guy. Just a second. Okay, go there. Go. No, come here, come here, come here, come here. Stay here, stay here. All right, so I'm back. Sorry. So uh, so then it will be very easy for to use their infrastructure, their total cloud computing facilities, and plus everything is going towards machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence. and like a digitizing a company and data strategy and stuff like that. I talked a little bit in the morning. So what happened is all those things are so important nowadays that any company, if that company does not have a proper data strategy, they don't know how to use artificial intelligence, the company is not going to survive. The companies of today and the companies of the future will be totally based on artificial intelligence, and it's a very famous. A lot of things are going on, and a lot of people will lose job. That's for sure. But the good news is, there will be another huge, some kind of, you know, some kind of a transformation. And once the transformation is done, it might take a decade, probably more. So there will be net job gain. So a lot of jobs will be automated. Once the job will be automated, but that doesn't mean that there will be loss of job. A lot of new jobs will be, coming up, and very, very high-end jobs will be coming up. So that kind of a situation we have. Having said that, so let me go back to my slides, please, and then we'll come with our, next, two, three important. I think I'll drop one more because less people are there, and people who are there, they can stay with me, and we can continue. Okay, so two, three things I'd like to say it here, about the strategy, how one can build it here. So basically, the strategy is here, as I said, and I'll just come back with two, three slides. Is so let's see. So these are like Amazon white paper. You can even find it. So we talked about this data processing and Wrangler, and there are other feature engineering and all those things. I'll cover a little bit, encoding. I already talked about one hot encoding. You already did the lab with me, and there is
Uh,
something.
Amit, are you sharing something or it's just
Yeah.
because you're not sharing the
Oh,
screen?
thanks for reminding me. Because you were there, I stopped sharing. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry for that. No, you were sharing. That's right. Okay. So, all right. So, um, so here we talked about it. Can you see the screen, everybody?
Yes,
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you can see that, right?
right.
So, data processing and all those things, and effective data strategy says, you have to source the data, you have to ingest the data, you have to have the data technologies, and these are all very, very advanced stuff like a data lake and something. And because I need to finish other labs also, so I'm just I'll just stay very few seconds on this. So main difficulties of companies encountered is no central place to store and discover ML models, uh, lack of ML expertise, plethora of tools and framework, hard to explain and govern ML models, outdated models because of infrequently refreshed data access irrelevant. Now, these are all true. And two, three things. Machine learning models, it's very difficult to find really good people who can really build some good models. Okay. And AWS came up with some lots of uh, defined models, and you can use it. And 90% of the companies are using it. Those are all good tools, and they are the best of the best data scientists who always keep upgrading those models. So that is also hard to explain, like how models become obsolete basically, because there are two reasons. Because there's something called model drift and data drift. Data keeps changing. So all those data, you did all those with the help of data wrangler, we cleaned it. But same bank, it wants to do the same kind of prediction after 3 months, probably a lot of new data will come. Some old customer will leave, new customer will join. There will be some changes within the management, new product will come. So there is always a data drip. The moment is that there is a data drip or the prediction change. So it's a constant stuff. You have to continuously figure it out when the new data is coming, fresh data is coming, replace the old data and fresh data. Because of the nature of the data, it changes, also the model changes. Probably the one you are using a linear, regression or linear model probably may not apply after some time because of the data changes. Or probably the models you are using it, we are scaling it now, and that kind of a model may not handle the scale. Or probably the model you want to now have available on the cell phone, mobile phone, smartphone. So after you have the mobile version of the model. So there's a model drift also. So these are all challenges. As a company, we can really face those challenges. We have all the expertise to build this kind of a stuff. That is what we are talking about. So effective data strategy, data processing, and data lake house and stuff like that. And this is the last I would say. So you process the data, you develop the model, you deploy the model, you monitor. So there is a data, this is called SageMaker pipeline, which I will be doing some lab. So that lab takes care of all those model, and there's a pipeline there, and then pipeline is this is one of the pipeline. And we talked about model drift. We talk about this thing and feedback loop, how the model is drifting, how the data is drifting. These are all very complex process, extremely complex process. Okay, it's not easy for everybody to do it, but people who have expertise on them, they're on high demand. And the problem with the company is if you bring some high demand people, it's very hard to retain them because they're so high demand. They have like 10 job offers all the time. So they might leave anytime. So their average, s- I would say career span in a company probably a year, probably a little less than a year. That kind of a situation we are having now. So in that case, as a company, there's a whole lot of solution we can offer. We can build workforces internally and retain those immediate workforces. We can do some automation. There is a many innovative solutions so that kind of situation where they really need to upgrade everything, but because of the lack of people, they just don't have people to handle those kind of things. We can handle that. So that's our one of our thing. So process data, develop data, and then you have the model inference and online pipeline, offline feature pipeline. So it goes through some kind of a data pipeline, SageMaker pipeline that we will be doing now. And two, three things I wanted to this thing. So I want some more of the slides because we don't have a whole lot of time. So we'll have to really stay within our time constraint. Okay, so but I would like to show very important two three things. And when you are having a data strategy in a company, you would like to some of you would like to have a data strategy in a company, or someone in a project management level or little higher level, and some of you are just trying to be get hands on. But this engineering reasoning is very important, and because of the non-engineering background people come from other discipline, nothing wrong with that. They lack that engineering reasoning, and so these are the all engineering reasoning express a purpose. All engineering reasoning seeks to figure something out, settle some questions, solve some engineering problem. All engineering reasoning requires assumption. So what kind of a model we are going to build, what kind of assumption we have, whether our assumptions are correct, that I did this, some kind of a this thing. All engineering reasoning is done from perspective of point of view. What kind of point of view, what kind of a information reasoning is based on information evidence, what kind of evidence or information we have to basically check our assumption and like that. expressed through and shaped by concept and theories. This is very important. Every engineering reasoning, all engineering reasoning entails inferences and interpretation. All engineering reasoning, okay, lead somewhere or implement implication of consequences. So these are the basic engineering reasoning. Everybody, if I am following with everybody, that's fine. And then there is another concept I would like to talk about when you are really dealing this kind of a strategy. Is called basically design concept. Is called design thinking. And so design thinking is a very important part, and every architecture, AWS ALAP architecture, you'll have to think with the concept of design thinking. So what is really feasibility, what is viability, what is desirability, and there are a lot of mystery in the data and the solution. Then we can take that mystery out of it and build a right diagram. So there's a guy called Roger Martin Funnel. So, and there's another Larry Kelly's triangle. So this kind of, there are books available also for this. And this is a very important book called Cracked It. For ACE framework, state structure, solve and sell. And this, the design thinking, you can see this is the main part. And how one can create idea, and from idea, how soon you can really have some kind of a solution. There's a lot of design thinking. So you have lots of divergent of idea, but all those divergent of idea needs to be converged somewhere and make a choice. And then understand, explore, converse, and test. So this is a different how you understand different problem, how you explore different problem, how you converse, whatever the solution and other things you're thinking, and test and learn. I just said it in a less than a minute, because without design thinking and without engineering reasoning, all the solution will be like inadequate. I'll give an example. Is uh, I can give you an example of say car. So basically, there are two types of car. Stick shape and automatic car. And the guy who has learned how to drive a car on a stick shift car, most of the people here in US, they learn that way. And then after 10, 15 years, he is asked to drive a stick shift car, not the automated car. He won't be able to drive it, because it's a lot of manual stuff there. It's not automated. So when the manual stuff there, so he has to consider a lot of things, how we concept the gear, when to press the clutch and going to release the clutch and stuff like that. So, and based on that, people think, okay, why you should do it? And that is all a kind of a design thinking. Why we don't automate the process? So, car company started automating. Every time you shift a gear, you press a clutch, dangerous also. They came up with all the automated gearbox and stuff. That's the design thinking. Similarly, if somebody is really very good at machine learning, but that person is a good data scientist, and somebody is very good at cloud computing, that person is very good at cloud computing. So, and then when those two people combine, and then another person comes up who understand DevOps, and he said, okay, you understand DevOps, so you start flowing MLOps. And then the cloud guy and the data scientist, three people combine and they're doing it. But will they able to achieve success? May or may not. May not, because they have the specific knowledge, but they don't have the design thinking using the user in their place, what user wants and what they can build quickly, instead of brainstorming, building several things, trying, testing. And that's not a design thinking. That's like a trial and error kind of a thing. So what is the optimal solution they can have? That's kind of a design thinking. It goes and goes. It's very detail oriented, and when you are doing it, engineering reasoning is very very important to understand. What kind of engineering reasoning you kind of play, because you are dealing with engineering, your data science, your cloud company, everything is engineering. So it has to follow some engineering reasoning, when not only the theoretical stuff, how we can have all the theoretical stuff and all those things, you really put it on a drawing board, you can practically implement it, and how, just like that. So that kind of thoughts goes into that, including the design thinking. So design thinking is, engineers basically make design, right? So design thinking and engineering reasoning, they're like two sides of a coin. They have to go together, and then you implement it, you come out with a very very good solution, very very effective solution. So that's the whole thing is all about. That is what our core competence basically. Okay, so having said that, uh, all up what is Padma Island? No, I don't know. Anyway, so I am, what I'm going to do is next, my next okay, by the way, everybody can see my screen. Hello.
Yes, Amit, we can.
Okay, now
Yes.
I will. So if you go to data, I wanted to show you something. If you go to GitHub, and there's a public repository, uh, repositories, Amazon SageMaker. Okay. Uh, yes, there is a repository I wanted to show you. This is the Amazon SageMaker code repository on GitHub. Let me paste this also on. Actually, you can. This is my GitHub repository. I don't want to do that. But if you on the GitHub, if I'll just because there will be other also, you'll get confused. I want you to just when you go to the GitHub, search for a repository. This repository, you'll get it. You can fork it also. Amazon SageMaker example. So I wanted to show you this because you see this. This has all the, SageMaker fundamentals, from the, very basic stuff to very, very advanced stuff. It's talking about SageMaker, Age Manager, SageMaker, scientific details, algorithm, SageMaker processing, step function. These are all advanced stuff. From basic to everything about SageMaker, it has some example. And I'll give you an example here. Hmm, SageMaker. SageMaker processing. Yeah, let's do that. So, and then you can see this basic SageMaker data processing. You can see it, and then you can, if you see it, it has all the codes there, all the your codes written on Jupyter notebook. So basically, and it has all the instruction there, it has a readme file and everything. Okay, so if you go and try and learn from it, it's like ideal. So basically, this is all about. And I can guarantee you, this the whole Amazon SageMaker, GitHub, whatever. First of all, it's impossible to do try everything, and I don't want you to try everything. Okay, because you'll get lost. But in the SageMaker Jumpstart, I show you. So some of the important stuff, if you want to really do it, you do it, and you do it. You take examples. So if you are so I want to SageMaker pipeline compare model. So I've created, so whenever there's another important concept, but because you are creating a model, the model is giving a prediction, but models are models, right? It cannot give you 100% prediction all the time. So what the normal practice is, you create two, three, four models, sometimes with different algorithms, sometimes with same algorithm with different, features and parameters, and then you see, which performs well. And that's the way you have to compare those model. And then SageMaker has some kind of pipeline compare model version, and all those basically all the processes and all those things are there, how we can do it. So this is a very very effective for people who are implementing such thing. So if you are implementing, you come here, you learn the with example. There's a lot of example here, and this is so easy, like you see this notebook image. So what I would do, if I have to compare this thing, I'll go there and see what they're doing. The code is also there. And then if I'm knowledgeable, I'll just take this code and customize it, so I don't have to write my code again. And a lot of things, a lot of advanced type of because these are all written by expert. So I may not be expert, but I know code. So I'll get some expert code, and then I'll just customize it, run it, try it. If there's a bug, there's a way to debug it. Here also they say it how to debug it. And once it's this thing. So these are example, but also these are your code templates. So this, feel free to use it. I already said it what to search. And I tell you this, and this is, I can guarantee this. All those code examples, first of all, it's impossible to try everything. Okay, I mean, and it's not required because there's so many this thing. But even if you take like what you really need or what is required, which like about 50 to 60% of the code what is here, and that even try every bit of code whatever is here, even taking like a 50-60% from here, will take at least a year, probably more. And that too also like at 6 7 or 8 hours a day. Okay, because it's huge, it will take 3 4 thousand hours to complete even 20% of the codes here, written here, with so many examples, and you don't need it. But if you do it, there will be solid foundation, you'll be able to do it. And second thing is, you'll be in a very very high, on a high demand kind of a market, where very few people are there with your kind of expertise. So feel free out, do there, try it. If you are really this thing, you'll get intimidated first. And that's what I learned. Okay, it's not like I learned, I just go there, I go to GitHub, I try few things here, few things there. There's a lot of frustration in the process, and this, it takes hours and hours and hours. So instead of watching a movie, if I can go and make a code work, I get more pleasure than watching a stupid movie for 2 hours. Or if I go here and I see a code which I might go and try, and if I do it in for 2 hours, and probably it's a simple 10-line code, but that gives me so much confidence and pleasure, and it's really priceless. Basically, the Mastercard commercial or Visa card priceless, that kind of feeling you have. Anyway, so yes, they found it. Okay, so John Murina find it. Okay, now having said that, let's get back to our code again. Okay, and this is very important. The next thing I will be doing is I will ask you to, I'll show you all the code will be downloaded, everything will be downloaded from GitHub. That's the reason I wanted to show you on the GitHub. And then you don't have to write anything, set anything. I'll tell you this, it will run, you can run it, but every step will be very important for you to understand. I'm going to build a convolutional neural network, CNN. And CNN is basically the most foundation block of deep learning. If you don't understand CNN, then next all those advanced stuff like RNN, recurrent neural network, and then what is the other one? Um, uh, and all the style transfer, and then all the transfer learning and those kind of a things. These are all advanced stuff. But I'll tell you, I'll this will be like about 30 to 40 minutes of lecture. Pay attention if you really want to. If you are feeling sleepy or something, I can give you 5 minutes break. You can take some coffee in between. But this is absolutely. I'll make it very absolutely advanced kind of a concept, but I'll make it very simple, very, very simple. If you get it, then the code will be your and everything will be there, so you can go and try it other time also. If you get this, let me tell you this. This will create your solid foundation of deep learning. And if you understand what I'm going to teach you now in next 30-40 minutes, and that foundation will really take you from there, you can really grow your expertise. And if you are consistent and you really take one little time, learn one little time every day, within few months you'll be one of the deep learning expert. And I tell you this, and you'll be a computer vision expert. The deep learning, another main part of deep learning is computer vision, is how computers see. We have eyes, we can see it, but computer does not have eyes. So we are going to create eyes for computer today. Okay. And then computer, you can Google it, the CB is called in short form. Computer vision is the most absolutely extremely high on demand today. And it will continue because when computer has eyes, think of it what it can do. It can go and detect X-ray plate better than a radiologist, and it is doing it. They are doing it. So what radiologists cannot detect, like a cancer cell, that this computer vision can detect, and it can do tremendous amount of work. So let's create some eyes for the computer, and this is the first chapter of first lesson. Although there are not the first lesson, but very important lesson. It's called convolutional neural network. That we will be doing it. And this is so interesting. I want you to take this at least from this lecture, and there won't be, you won't have to do a lot of things on the console or anything. You just download the code from GitHub and then start working there. So we'll be, as of now, we are doing something like mixture of data scientist and ML engineer. Now you'll be totally wearing the hat of a data scientist, and then it will be so cool. And then, yes, many people are there left, but this would have stayed. This is the most important lecture. So stay with me, bear with me. Okay, all right. Okay, so how many people are there? I don't know. Two, three people, I guess. Anyway, so all right. Uh, Hello, everybody is so far with me. Okay, Padma, are you there?
Yes.
I'm there. Yes. I was about to ask everyone that do they want a coffee break or should we continue?
Because this will be. No, I will tell you, this won't be challenging, but this will be. I need your focus, 200% focus. If they want a coffee break, I can give.
I'm seeing what people are replying. Wait a second.
We can continue.
Yeah, we can continue and yeah, finish it.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Okay,
So
there's
now
John
what you
said
are
we
going
can
to do is,
continue.
what I am going to do is, I will show you what I did. Let me show you my GitHub branch. Oh my God, where is my repository workshop? Your workshop data. Okay, so I have this is the basically the computer vision, CNN. This is the code. You don't have to write any code here. You will download it, but you will run it. Okay, so on a Jupyter notebook. This is a Jupyter notebook. What is Jupyter notebook? I'll show you. And this is basically we are creating a computer vision. What I'll show you the data. Hold on. Upload everything. You have to download it, but let me show the data from local machine. This is a huge data, and I had to use lakhs from the to upload the data. So this is a training set, and you see this. So there is what it does is it's going to we show a picture to the computer and tell the computer, hey computer, is it a dog or a cat? Because computer has eyes now, so computer can see, and computer can say, hey, it's a dog. And I say, no, it's a cat. Okay, so that is what. So we are building eyes for the computers. That's what it is. So So you see this dog. So in order to build eyes for dog, I have to show computer hundreds of dogs picture. Then computer, that is called a deep learning. Now computer is going to learn, oh, this kind of a picture is really looks like a dog. Think of it, a three-year old kid, has seen dog, has seen cat, but does not know what is the dog, and say the mama is there. The mama says, "Oh, this is a cat, beta, and this is a dog." And then the kid learns, and then after a few months, the kid knows, oh, this is a cat and this is a dog. But computer doesn't have eyes. Computer doesn't have mama to tell them. Only computer understand logics and program and mathematical logic. So what we are going to do is we are going to then how is going to see the picture? How is going to see the picture of the dogs? So computers need to see because computer does not have eyes. Kids have eyes, so they can see it. So we have to build some kind of eyes for the computer to see, understand. So that's and it's all done. So also all this dog picture converted into zeros and ones. And those, whenever you convert anything into zeros and ones, then you can use mathematics. Hey, mathematics comes to your rescue. But mathematics says, sorry, sir, as long as it's some kind of a text or picture, I cannot do anything. I cannot do anything. Convert them into zeros and ones and number, I can help you. Then mathematics will create all kinds of a formula, and that's what. So we'll convert these pictures into zeros and ones. That's very important. And then we with that zeros and one computer would then show them the mathematics, and then the computer learns some pattern. Oh, this kind of a combination of zero and one means a dog. So you have to make hundreds and thousands of zeros and one combination, and then create a mathematical model, and the computer learns. That's called deep learning. Very, very interesting. You will like it. And then so you see this picture, there are so many picture here, and there's like a 8,000, so now we have the training set, as I said, in the machine learning. There's a training set and then a test set. So this is a test set, has some kind of so we show like let me show you something. So anyway, I'll show you. So this is a training data, right? Oh my god, what I'm doing. Yeah. So these are the training data of dogs and the training data of cats. Similarly, once that they're trained, then you have to show some picture of the dog to test it. So we split all that data of dogs and cats into 80 to 10, 20, which is not a thumb rule. It depends on the model. But if it is 80 and 20, so basically 80% basically picture of dog. So 10,000 picture, 8,000 picture of dog, and 2,000 picture of for training and 2,000 picture for testing. Similarly cat, and then once you model it, then you show another brand new picture. It has not seen it, it will say, oh, it's a cat or dog, with some 80% accuracy, because it depends on accuracy and model. Because these are so many pictures and images there, it's so huge. It's very, very difficult to upload them on SageMaker or anything. So what I did here, so I created the entire thing, put them on the database of GitHub. And you see this, there's a training set, there's a test set. And if you click on the training set, you see this, there are cats and dogs, and if you click on dogs, so there is the same, like I just uploaded them from my this thing. But it, because there are so many, several GB of files, it's very difficult to upload them. So I use something called Git FX, fast file system or something. It's a part of that. So you'll have to use some Git. I'll show you what it is. You can try, you have to use it is my Git. So there's, I don't know where it is now. I can't find it. But there's I have a Git desktop version. You install it from there. You can push it. So there's a complex stuff. So what we are going to do is enough of this kind of a lecture. But so we are going to clone this, as we call. If you have used a Git in the beginning, so what you need to do is if you have a, so all those repository, you can clone it and download on Amazon SageMaker. And then so you don't have to do upload anything, it will automatically download. So we are going to do that. The all this training set, test set, including that this thing will be downloaded, and then we are going to start our coding from there. Everything is written, you don't have to this thing, just run the code, understand the basic stuff. So you don't need to do anything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, you see this, it's a clone. I'm going to copy it, don't do anything, copy here. Once I copy here, so this cloned it, and let me go to AWS class, Google class. Under Google class, I'll paste this. I'll paste this link. I just paste this link. Okay. And once I paste this, that link is there. All you have to do is copy this link from here. This is a GitHub link. Okay. Copy it here. Okay. Now you go to SageMaker, Amazon SageMaker. Where is this? Okay. Here. So we are on the studio and we close it. We have done it, data wrangling and all. And you are here. You are back on this. Okay. If you see launcher, everybody is on the screen. Everybody, whoever is not there. Yes, yes. Okay. So you are back here, and once you are back here, and you paste that by uploaded it, you come here and you see this file, edit, view, run, kernel, git. Click on the git. Okay, and it says feed under. Why it says, why is not saying clone a repository? What happened? Something happened. Huh? Okay. Wait. Okay, let's say pull from report. Why I'm not getting it? Oh my God. Why I'm not, why is, oh, why it got disabled? Okay, let's come here. Okay. Yes, we have to come to that. Oh, sorry, I was in that. That's what it didn't do it. So when you come here, you come to the here, and here you come here, and you have to see. I already cloned the repository. It's already there. But what you guys do is when you come to this thing, this is I have already. These are the directories. You have to come to a main directory. Like I have this. You click on this directory, and there's a git, and then it's a clone a repository. When you click a clone a repository, the link I pasted, just put it here, and then say clone. The moment you say the clone, and it will start cloning. I already did it, but let me do it. I can cancel it. It's this failed clone. Why? Oh, it's already, mine is already exist. That's what it is not cloning. But let me delete this and do it. Why not again? So that you guys understand fully.
For Curtis also it is, I mean, for someone else also it says clone failed. Someone
Okay,
else.
no, I'm doing it. I'm doing it again. Okay, hold on. I'm deleting everything. Don't worry, I'm deleting everything. So you come here. So this is all of you are here, right? And then you see this file, edit, kernel, git. You click on git. It's a clone a repository. When you clone a repository, you just type this link and say clone. And now it says it's cloning. What it is
Do you
cloning? It
do
will
you
take at
mind
least.
do you
Huh?
mind putting that GitHub link even in this chat? I didn't find it on the Google Glass for some
It's
reason.
there, but I'll do it. Okay, don't worry.
Is it
What?
the same one that Jan has put it? Is it the
No,
same one?
I'll do it in the chat. The clone failed. Yeah. clone failed, there's a reason to clone failed, because you didn't put this here. And the second thing is, you have to come, just put this here. You don't fail, like I tell you. Mine is cloning. It's cloning now. Okay, because it has a 10,000 pictures, images. 10,000 images is like how many? It's like a several GB, right? It's like several GB images. So it will take at least 15-20 minutes to clone everything. And if it says clone failed, go delete everything, like it's a works of data, and don't mess with that. Don't, when you see that works of data is the folder, but it's downloading on the folder, don't click on the folder. Sometimes if you click on the folder, it goes into the next subfolder, and downloading get corrupted and it fails. Let it be there, let it be there. As long as it's saying, you can see at the bottom it's cloning, and it's showing in the blue, that means it's cloning. It will take at least at least 10 minutes, because so much data. And I'll tell you how much data is there. If we say this training set, and it will say you this is much data. I don't know if you can find it from here how much data is there. But yeah, so it's many, like a 10,000. It's downloading 10,000 picture of dogs and cats both. So 20,000 pictures. Okay, so it will be there. Okay, so it will take a little time, but it will come back. It says cloning. Okay, you said it's cloning. Okay, so as long as you do, but don't try to open, because you immediately you said works of data. Don't try to open the folder. What will happen is it's cloning, and you click on something, it opened the subfolder, and probably internally the cloning get disrupted, and then the clone fails. So let it be there, and let's forget about it for next 10 minutes. Okay, and then we will go back to our lecture. Okay, now neural network, and this is how do neural network learn. So what happened is, and this is all okay, let's see, let's it's a very hard concept, please, but I'll try to do it in a very easy way. So CNN of CNN picture, let's go to image, and this, oh, not that CNN, come on, man. Type it, and your artificial neural network. Okay, now what happened is, okay, let's do this. This is, I will find a better to explain it to you. You can always find a lot of pictures that can explain it to you. Okay, I think this is a picture better. I'll try to do it. Okay, okay, so you see this, this is a picture. Okay, now every picture has some kind of a pixel. You see this picture on the screen, but what you see actually, this is a picture. All this picture on the screen, actually this picture represent all those color around. There's a pixel. That's what we call pixel length. So every pixel represents some kind of a feature of that picture, probably a little dot. And suddenly you see this, let's open this picture. You see this a picture of the robot, and then you see this there is an antenna, and this antenna, there are like several hundred pixels consist of this antenna, and those pixels contain some characteristics, and that when on the screen it takes it, and then it becomes a picture. All those things assemble and gets picture. That's the way the computer picture displays on the monitor. That's the way it is monitored. Same as like a TV and everything. If you have read high school physics, you know how the TV work. You'll understand how the camera works, and it takes all the picture, and all the picture is nothing but a consist of tiny little dots, which on the computer term called pixels, and they assemble and forms, and every dot represents some characteristic of the whole, and then that becomes a picture. That's the way computer picture or graphic picture works on a monitor. So And scientists understood this. Scientists say, okay, hey, how about if I understood those pictures and those pixels, and every pixel, has some kind of a characteristic, how about converting them into some kind of a numerical zeros and one? And once you convert them, and then we use some mathematical formula, and then we can really, do a lot of stuff. At least we can show those mathematical formula to the computer, the processor, in terms of zero and one, because processor does not have eyes. And then we can create some kind of we can simulate the brain structure, how the neural network works. So neural network work, and I'll give you another example. Okay, how brain neural works. Yes, you see this. So let's open this. This is a nice picture. Okay, oh, there's a whole lot of this thing also. Oh yeah, this is a nice one. So basically, a neural network. So basically, there's something called axion, and there's a cell body, and there's a dendroid. So all these there are like a billions of cells, and all cells are interconnected with some kind of network. That's called dendrite and axion. All the biological stuff. I don't know understand much, but all those things, they are connected together, and some kind of a electrical signal flows in between, because of it. And when they gather together, one particular electrical signal fires something, and that goes into that, and then it becomes a neuron. And that neuron, combination of several hundred thousand billions neuron, becomes something, and people start thinking, looking, seeing things. That's the way brain works. So what the scientists are thinking, hey, this is the way brain works. Fantastic. How about the picture we have? We can convert them into some zeros and one, and we know we are mathematicians. We know good mathematics. We'll use some mathematical formula, and then mimic that that neurons kind of a effect inside the program, and then it will work. It says, yeah, that's how the machine learning, deep learning came. And then that's what is called deep learning, because now machine is not learning like what you have seen, that now is really learning deep. It's learning at the pixel level. Okay. And that's why it's called deep learning. And then when it happens, then you can do really wonder. I mean, once you have create like hundreds of millions of those kind of different combination of ones, zeros and ones, or mathematical thing, you can really mimic the brain. Okay, you can become more powerful than brain, because you have so much capacity. Brain has limited capacity, and that's what it's going to be very soon. But that's a different science fiction topic. I don't want to talk about that. So this is the neural network is coming. So inside the computer, all those picture is broken into pixel, and all those pixels is broken, converted into zero and one, and all those zero and one is now converted into some kind of a mathematical formula. And then with the combination of all those formula, we create this kind of a neural network. Once you create this kind of a neural network, we have a brain. Literally, we have a brain. Okay, so that is what happening. Deep learning is nothing but creating a mimicking the concept of brain in a much meaningful or better way with some mathematical model, mathematical formulation. In layman's term, everything should be converted into zero and one, and all those zeros and one will be, there will be millions of combinations